Oh my goodness. Look at what homelessness looks like today in 2021. Welcome to the world of the homeless. Your
Oh
intrepid
my
traveler
goodness.
is here. The nomad, the YouTubing nomad is here. Uncle Bruce from Calgary, Alberta. How are you guys? I've missed you, and it's nice to see you. Sorry about the glare on the glasses here. I've got lights up on the roof. I'm at my daughter's place. I can't control the lighting. It is what it is. I hope you can hear me all right. I hope the audio's all right. It's nice to see you here. Nice to have you coming in this morning. Let me know if the audio's all right. The photo, the picture is probably not as clear as it normally would be because I don't have the high intense lighting on me. But we're here. Jen and I have arrived safe and sound in Calgary. We made it in Friday after driving the the big rig and towing the car, and oh my gosh, unloading everything on Saturday and trying to recover yesterday, Sunday, to just physically recover. And this morning I've been up as I usually am, nice and early, and just working on everything here. And here we are. We're here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I want to rock. Let's make some money. Let's see how the markets are going to do for us today. Watching some of the pre-markets. Nice to see you here, everybody. Martin, Kristen, Sells with Dips, Amber, Freethinker, Jack Bauer, AB, Tim West, Vilbas, Deb, Shannon, Amicus, Delahote. You're all here and you're coming in. Welcome one, welcome all from around the world. Today's show from Calgary, Alberta in Canada, as usual, just a little ways north of the border. I'm now a bit further north than I was from Creston. Creston, I was within 3-4 miles of the U.S. border. Right now, I'm about a 3-hour car ride north of the U.S. border. So we're a couple hundred miles up here in Calgary, the oil capital of Canada, and also the capital city, or the, let's call it this way, the head office city for CP Rail. CP Rail is headquartered here in Calgary, and CP Rail and Kansas City Southern are trying to merge. Kansas Southern would like to have CP take it over. CN Rail, the other big Canadian rail outfit, is trying to buy Kansas Southern. That outfit, I believe, is headquartered in Toronto or Montreal. It doesn't matter where each company's headquartered as far as Kansas City Southern is concerned, or Kansas Southern. They just want to deal with CP. But CP Rail, headquartered here in Calgary, this is a big deal. If this happens, this could be a huge economic boost for this city because of how many folks will be employed through, and how many new positions might be created here. On the other hand, the unthinkable, we wonder about the unthinkable, and that would be, would CP be headquartered in the U.S.? But we don't think so. We think that the head office will stay here because this is the mother company. In any event, that's big news that's kind of floating around this town. Oil and gas, of course, that's what they talk about here. The Canadian oil patch is corporate headquartered in Calgary. In Edmonton, 180 miles north of us, a city about the same size as Calgary, 1.5 million or so. That is where you got the muscle to deliver oil and gas. That is where all the blue-collar guys are. That is where all the equipment is. Drillers, pipeline guys, refiners, you name it. There's incredible talent up there. And so Calgary and Edmonton have been hurting the last couple of years with low prices, but lately things have improved, especially in the last couple of months. I still think, though, that oil, the talk is oil's going to go higher because of higher demands, and they're now trying to spin this whole thing. There's a big spin going on to try to convince the world, the investment world, that, oh, if it's a cold winter, oil could go to $100 a barrel. Forget about it. It's not gonna happen. There's not going to be a cold winter. You're talking about the idea of 30 below to 40 below weather for months on end. Not going to happen. Haven't had that in I don't know how long. And even if with that, the infrastructure system that's in North America is so sophisticated, can handle all kinds of issues. We haven't doubled populations in North America in the last couple of years, where all of a sudden we need way more energy to get by. We are not doing that. There's just no way we're going to see that. They're dreaming in Technicolor. Sorry guys, but you're dreaming. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, there's talk about the Gulf oil production is off and it's not as great as it was, and it's going to take a while to get it all back online. Yeah, that's fine. This is September. We're not going to see cold weather till January, and even then, it might not be cold enough. Any disappointment in how cold the weather is in January will drop oil, not raise it, not even hold it where it is. So we'll see what happens. As of this morning, according to my big ass iPad here, looking at Market Watch, I got oil at $70.37, up 65 cents a barrel. So this is hardly an issue that we need to worry about. We have the Dow futures right now up 194 points. We've got S&P up 25. We've got NASDAQ up 84. This could be the first day in 5, or I guess the first day in 6, that we'll have an update, because we've had 5 days in a row of the Dow going down. Not a lot, but just negative. Coinbase just announced, or there's a headline coming out about Coinbase. Normally I don't talk about these guys all that much, but this is a crypto kind of story. Coinbase is announcing that they're going to raise about $1.5 billion in additional capital through what they call low interest rate instruments, which means they're going to issue some kind of bonds, and the bonds might be convertible possibly down the road into stock. Wouldn't surprise me if they issue, say, bonds convertible into stock at 40% higher than what the stock is trading at. And they might be able to get away with half a point to 1 percentage point interest for $1.5 billion of added cash. Coinbase, just to remind you folks, they don't make money. They are still not profitable. And I think they're a ways away yet from being ultimately profitable. So to give you an idea just of how much cash is out there and looking for a home and looking for a return, Coinbase can raise $1.5 billion like that at virtually no interest rates. It's a bizarro land in which we're at. Another piece of news this morning that I heard this morning, I've talked to you before about how the airlines in the United States are, being bailed out all the time by the U.S. government. Whenever there's tough times in the airline business, they come cap in hand to Washington and they look for another socialist bailout, and they get it because of all the jobs that they represented. Airlines have a unique way of convincing senators and congressmen and other people in office that, hey, Chicago, home of United, Delta, Atlanta, American Airlines, Texas, all these major centers. We have all these hundreds of thousands of employees, and you don't want these people to go on unemployment, do you? We don't want them to become unemployed, don't want them to become destitute. So Washington comes to the rescue every single time. They hand airlines billions of dollars with no strings attached. And as soon as the airline business turns around a little bit, what do the airlines do? They start buying back stock in the open market. They buy back their shares to make their shareholders richer. Do they pay back the American taxpayer? No, because these are grants. They don't have to pay back the American taxpayer. These are free handouts. Why as a socialist company would you ever want to pay back your government if they're going to give you money without any strings attached? Unbelievable. Anyway, just so you know, how in debt are American Airlines right now? All the American Airlines, $340 billion is how much the airlines owe bankers, and that includes the American taxpayer. $340 billion in the hole is what the airlines are in right now. So if you folks are thinking about these companies being able to just turn around with, talking about, oh, we got 2 million people a day flying in airplanes, everything's great. It's not great. The problem in America with the American Airlines and with the Canadian Airlines, the European Airlines, the Asian Airlines, all airlines, not picking on American Airlines, please remember, I'm not picking on them. I'm just mentioning these are publicly traded companies and these figures are publicly available. All these other airlines around the world are government owned or are pension fund owned or Some are private, some are private public, and so you don't get the full picture. But in the American side, they have to disclose where they're at. So that's why I mentioned it to you. All of these airlines globally are suffering from the exact same problem. It's not that you and I want to go on an airplane ride. It's not that we don't want to go on a holiday. Oh, we do. And many of us are trying to go on holidays, or Jen and I are about to become traveling nomads. The problem for the airline sector as a whole is the business traveler, the lack of business travelers. And there's a good reason for that. You all know what it is. The COVID variants, the reality of it is that certain businesses, almost all businesses, no longer need to send executives around the world for personal one-on-one meetings because they can do their personal one-on-one meetings on the computer through Zoom calls and everything else. And just like with those of you who want to have private sessions with me, one-on-one sessions with me, how do I do it? I don't come to your house. No, we do it here, right on the machine. I set up the StreamYard connection with you. You're on your phone, you're on your computer, I'm on my computer. We're talking to each other like this on a private setting on my YouTube channel, and we can have a 1-hour consultation, and it's wonderful. Why would businesses go back to the way it used to be? Why would a business have to bother to go backwards to 2019 and subject their employees to the possibility of catching a variant or spreading a variant, because they may be super spreaders, unknowns, they're asymptomatic, they don't feel ill. Why would they take that chance, especially with senior management? We're talking about people who have 20, 25, 30 years experience. The corporate home run hitters, the really, the big boys and girls, these are the folks they can't afford to lose. You don't want to lose a 55-year-old or a 60-year-old with all the company secrets and all the industry contacts that they developed over the decades. You don't want to lose these people to a hospital bed or being sick at home for weeks on end or having side effect issues with respect to these viruses, because a lot of folks who are getting on, they don't just get the cold or a fever and a cough and a stuff, they get all kinds of other problems. And no company wants to be in this kind of scenario, because these kinds of folks are highly paid, highly rewarded, and they have insurance, yeah, but the insurance costs will skyrocket if a higher number of 45 plus year olds are now becoming ill. It's going to cost a lot more to treat them than a 25-year-old who might recover quickly. You cannot send a 25-year-old on a business trip to talk to a fellow 55-year-old senior executive at another firm. There's this 30-year generational gap. You have to send people who can seamlessly work this out, and that's just the way it is. Yes, the Zoom call is great, and it's okay to have 5 windows pop up on a Zoom call, and you've got 2 senior executives and 3 mid-levels. Yes, that's fine. But the business trip thing in person is at the moment dead in the water, showing no signs of recovery, and this is putting the squeeze on airlines. The airlines cannot sell the front third of the airplane for top dollar. The front third of the airplane right now is being utilized by people who are upgrading their points. They're using all their travel points that they've acquired over the years to just go from premium economy or economy up to business class, or they're paying a couple $100 extra to move up with a whole bunch of points that they've racked up over the last few years. Airlines are not getting the cash that they're normally used to. Bad news. That's going to make it tough on the airlines to really pull off the big recovery. Not looking good. Still showing a 182 gain on the Dow this morning, 26 on S&P, 89 on NASDAQ. Looking very good on the pre-market. Interest rates have not been going higher. As a matter of fact, they have been indicating flat and possibly a slight drop. Let's see if I get I'm not sure if I can get my pencil to work on this. You have to pardon me, folks, because it's been a while since I got my old pencil going and my big fat iPad going here. Here we go. The U.S. 10-year Treasury, 132.6. That's down 1.015. So that's the right direction. The German bond, 10-year bond, negative 3.3%. And there's an election in Germany coming up. There's all kinds of talk there of what's going to happen. Italy is still is off. Spain is off. They're down to less than half the U.S. rate. Spain is at 1/4 of the U.S. rate. The United Kingdom is 1/2 the U.S. rate. 0.65% is all the United Kingdom has to pay for 10-year money. Japan has to pay 4/100ths of a percentage point in interest for 10 years to borrow money. The Japanese can borrow all the money they want. And its own citizens are more than happy to lend its own government money at that rate, believe it or not, because it's safe. That's all. It's just safe. We'd rather have it here than in Iraqi donors or donors or whatever. We'll just keep it here in Japan. Interesting stuff. I noticed that Dick's Sporting Goods came out with an announcement this morning. They're looking to hire 10,000 seasonal workers for this Christmas to handle the business. That's good news and bad news. It's good news because they're expecting an increase in business. They're expecting a wave of people coming into their stores. It's bad news because it's seasonal and it's not permanent. And this makes you wonder about what's going to happen in January. Cheers, by the way. I have a coffee cup somewhere for my channel. I don't know where it is. It's in a box. I have many boxes in storage. I don't know where it is. Anyway, permanent positions and layoffs in January, February are going to become a bigger and bigger issue. We know about UPS. We know about Amazon and many other entities like Walmart and Target, all hiring seasonal workers, desperately trying to hire. Now, there is an army of seasonal workers always available every fall and winter. These are folks that are full-time RVers. They're living in their mobile RV. They're living in their trailers. They're living in whatever their vans, and they go from place to place during the, like in the case of Amazon, they go to an Amazon center and they'll work for 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, whatever the work they can get. The good news too is that the Amazons and others are raising their hourly pay to these folks because of how valuable they really are when they need them. The chips are down; they need them badly. Again, though, after December's done, you have the thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. And now you've got an army of people who are mobile, and now they're going to hunker down and try to survive the spring and the summer until they can find work in the summer somewhere else. The mobile army that's out there, of which there are millions. It's an amazing fact. These are numbers that I don't know if the U.S. Labor Department really is able to track these folks. These are folks who have mailing addresses that are maybe box numbers, or they are like mom and dad in an RV, semi-retired, and they're using one of their children's home address as their address. And they're really not there. They're not in that state. They're not in that city. They're always out, hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away in their rig, and they're working, a 2-month gig here, a 1-month gig here, a 3-month gig here, and then they're mobile again. And I don't know if the U.S. economy has really, or the U.S. government stats have really picked this up, but there is a huge army of people out there who are mobile and living the dream. And I envy them in a way, and I pity them in a way, depending on how happy or upset they are. Some are forced to do this and they don't want to be doing it because they just can't land a full-time job and land in their own place. Others have experienced and want the freedom, the getaway. They don't want to be tied up in a house or an apartment or a condo. They want to be able to be out there. They've adapted to the lifestyle. They love the life. So you've got kind of both. Some folks who are forced to live the life and are not happy about it, and others who want to live the life and love it. And the ultimate America. It's what the ultimate America is. Freedom to choose. More news for this week. Apple. Tomorrow, big day for Apple. They're coming up with their big presentation day. And the guessing game is, what are they going to call their next iPhone? The next iPhone happens to be the iPhone 13. Are they going to call it the iPhone 13, or are they going to start using a different name? Are they going to not use the number 13 in their entire promotion campaign? We're waiting to find out about that one. Also, the iPhone Watch, the seventh generation of iPhone watches, might be revealed as well tomorrow. There's a lot of speculation as to what are they going to talk about and what are they going to show off, and on it goes. Obviously, the chip shortage has also affected Apple in their potential, and so there's a lot of folks watching to see if they're coming up with their new. The thinking was that the MacBook Pro, which is what I use here, the thinking was that this computer would be uh, redone by now, and now the question is, well, they might hold off because of the chip shortage, using chips that they can still get access to. I don't know. We'll find out what they say tomorrow. Lots of speculation there. A couple other things to think about. AMC, the stock is moving up today. There's hopeful signs that AMC has had a bit of a boost in their stock price. At right now, it's 51.61, and the pre-market it's up $1.45. Broke 50 on Friday. The reasoning for the stock to go from the mid 40s to just over the low 50s is because it seats are filling up on weekends more and more, and new releases are coming out. But the big news that just came out over the weekend is that Disney has confirmed that their at least next six movie releases, will all be done on in movie theaters only. They will not be doing any of the next six releases online first. They'll be doing them through the theaters, and I think they're going to go with a longer run. This is giving the perception to investors that, for AMC and Cineplex and all the other chains, this could be good for the movie business, for the theater operators. So we'll see how this plays itself out. Unfortunately for AMC, the big picture, of course, still is, and it will never go away, is that the company is into their bankers for over $5 billion. They don't have $5 billion lying around in cash. They have a couple. They're not generating enough at the ticket window to actually make a profit. They're still losing money. Not as much money when they don't show a picture. Obviously, when they show a movie, they lose less money. But even at 40, 50, 60, 70% capacity, it's not enough to break even as a corporation. They need 90 to 100% capacity every show, day and night, 7 days a week. And that's not happening. And with the variants being thrown around out there are just a certain number of people that will not go out into mass crowd scenarios unless everyone is masked, and that's not happening. There's no social distancing inside a movie theater when you're at 110% capacity or 100% capacity. There's no social distancing. You've got a certain number of people who will not go, and you can talk the talk all you want, and you can sing kumbaya around the campfire all you want, but the reality is a certain percentage of the movie-going public will not go to the movies right now because they don't feel completely safe about it. Now, maybe these are folks with pre-existing conditions. They have respiratory issues as it is. They have other health matters to worry about. Whatever the excuse, doesn't matter. The reality is AMC needs everyone to want to go to the movies. And the want might be there, but the reality of going isn't. And so, they're attracting clients. Yep, sure they are. They sure are. But they're not attracting a full house across the board. And this is the Achilles heel of AMC. You might have the hits. You might have the big releases. You've got holiday time coming up. You got people who have the money to go and see movies. It's not like they can't afford to go, but they're just not going to go. And if certain states have all kinds of issues with regards to the case counts, even if only 15% of the population that could go to the movies doesn't go because of just concerns, that's enough to keep AMC's attendance low enough to not let them make money. And there's this never-ending grind of death that is just there. It's just there, and I can't ignore it. It's just fact. It's just fact. China. I want to talk about China again. More news coming out now from the China side that is that is a different problem. I've been telling you folks about all kinds of issues with regard to Chinese stocks. I've been telling you to get out of Dodge, sell, run away. ARK investments, they're out. I mean, everyone, mutual fund investors, hedge funds are bailing on Chinese investments. Well, I just heard another little ditty this morning. Apparently, one of the largest commercial property operators in China um, um, are denying, and this is bad news when companies have to do this. They're denying that they're bankrupt. Analysts are pointing to the fact that, hey, your bonds that are out there, the bonds that you've issued against all these office towers and condo towers and apartment blocks and commercial real estate in China, this is one of the world's largest. Anywhere from $400 billion to $700 billion worth of bonds that have been issued by this entity are trading at about 25 cents on the dollar right now. So if they issued bonds with 4% interest, say 2 years ago, they're now trading at the equivalent of about 12 to 16% interest on the open market, which means that the bond's value is 25 cents on the dollar. So you can buy a bond for $250, you can get a $1,000 bond, and the return on your $250, if they pay the interest, will be 12 to 16%. That's how much money you're going to make on this if they can pay it. They're denying that they're bankrupt. But the analysts out there are going, these guys aren't generating the cash flow they should be generating to pay the interest that they're supposed to pay at 4%, because they owe, say, upwards of $700 billion. It might only be trading at $175 billion in value, but they owe $700 billion. It's not like they don't have to pay back the $700 billion. They do have to pay back the $700 billion. But if you take their assets, their office towers and everything else, and you work the market value of their assets, you're not going to get $700 billion, because the value of commercial real estate is dropping in China. And the problem in China, and for the Chinese government, and this is a huge, huge nightmare, they have been encouraging their own citizenry, their own citizens, to invest in their own country. Nothing wrong with that. Germans do it, Japanese do it, Americans do it, Canadians do it, we all do it. The problem is that investors in China are just like investors in North America. We are greedy. We like to make money. And if you have a 3% inflation rate and you can get a 4% bond yield, you're only making 1% on your money. And in China, the savings rate is dramatically higher than in North America, has been for decades. And the return that Chinese families expect to get to enable them to allow grandma and grandpa and great-grandma and great-grandfather to retire comfortably, you need more than 1% a year. You cannot have retirement of generations of Chinese with less than 1% a year. And so what has happened is a zillion Chinese investors, retail investors, have been buying into these bonds for these all kinds of companies in China, including commercial real estate, which is now showing signs of cracking. They have been buying bonds using leverage. They're investing in entities that use leverage to buy bonds. In other words, they're using margin to buy bonds. Now, in the bond market, when I was a stockbroker in the 70s and the 80s, to give you an idea of the kind of leverage we're talking about, just to give you a sense, and these are the old days before the big economic meltdown in 2008. You remember that one? The Big Short. Remember that? Before that, I could buy a U.S. Treasury or a Canada Treasury with barely 5% equity. So if I wanted to buy $1,000 worth of bonds in the United States government, I needed $50, $100 max. Put up $100, buy $1,000 worth of U.S. bonds. The only thing I had to be responsible for as an investor on the margin side was I had to be able to handle the interest on the cost of the money. So I would borrow $950 by putting up $50. I had to pay interest on the $950. Of course, I would get interest on the 1,000 because I control a bond, and I would get that interest, but there would be a difference, and the difference would be maybe a half a point more to me than what I was getting. But my gamble was that if interest rates were going lower, the bond value would go higher. And if the bond went up, say, $100 in value, from $1,000 to $1,100 because interest rates are dropping, I would make $100 profit on a $50 investment in the U.S. Treasury. I mean, I know the government's good for the money. I didn't have to worry about the interest not being paid. Yeah, the U.S. government will pay its interest. So bond investors were even leveraging higher than that. They were leveraging like 50 to 1. They would put up $20 to leverage $1,000. And if they made a $100 profit on the bond, that would be a $100 profit on a $20 investment. Now, multiply that out by like putting up $1 million to control 50 million. And if that 50 million goes up 5 million, 10% in value, it goes up 5 million. You take 1 million and turn it into 6 million using government bond. That's called leveraging. And this is the base. I'm giving you really basic, super plain English leveraging. You take that into China. You have got institutional equities in China that are leveraging bonds to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. And they're inviting Chinese investors to come in to invest their money into these entities so they can leverage up these bonds. And the Chinese investor is being offered 7, 8, 9% interest instead of the 4. You can understand what's going on here in the mind of the retail investor. The retail investor is going, hey, my uncle has been doing this for 5 years. He's been getting 7.5% for 5 years on his money. Why should I put my money in a bank and get 1% interest or 2% interest? Why should I put it into the bond at full cost and only get 4% interest, if that? I can put it into this firm here that invests in all kinds of Chinese bonds and all kinds of industries, including commercial real estate, which you can see the tower standing right there. There's a real tower, right? There's an office tower. You can actually see what the money's owning. Their thinking is, hey, Shanghai has skyscrapers, Beijing has office towers, every major city in China is exploding. I'm buying in, and because the government is kind of the ultimate backstop to this whole thing. All of this is unwinding as we speak. This is beginning to unwind. Cracks are beginning to appear in the Chinese commercial real estate market. And that is why the bonds are now trading at 1/4 of what they're issued at. That's the story. And this is going to become possibly, quote unquote, a major point of concern for the Chinese Communist Party because it could create civil unrest among the population. And that is the death knell of any communist government. When the population as a whole gets upset and they're not happy with how the government is running things, there is no alternative government to vote for. You see, in the United States and in Canada and Britain and Germany and other countries, you have other parties. If you don't like the president of your country, you vote him out and get another one. But you can't do that in China. There is no other party in China. There's the party. And if the party in China is losing control of its leverage and its power base, it either has to repress everyone back into line or it loses out entirely when the population will not adhere to their rules and regulations because they don't see the upside in doing it. This is a big nightmare. And more talk is coming out bit by bit from those who are independently observing what's going on, going, there are cracks over there that are getting harder to cover up and kind of make go away. And in the last few months, I have talked to you guys endlessly about how this government is clamping down on all kinds of social media, gaming, online type businesses. They are clamping down on any avenue that is possible to be utilized to share information to the outside world about what's going on over there. And this is why Hong Kong is being completely crushed. They don't want the Hong Kong media or any other vocal opposition groups telling the world just what is happening over there, because it's ugly and it's going to be a bad one. You think that the 2007-8 crash was something in America? You ain't seen nothing yet. This is the tip of the iceberg. Americans are not as over-leveraged as Chinese are. And the Chinese investor, we're talking about mom and pop, grandma, grandpa, uncles, and cousins. Everyone in the family is into these leverage deals. And they are talking about a massive, possible, massive rewrite. A meltdown could be 80-90%. It could be really ugly. So stand by for all the fun times in China, because eventually having to pay bribes to get licenses to do business eventually catches up with the country as a whole. It happened in Eastern Europe. It's happening here. It's just a matter of time before the whole thing implodes on itself, and we'll see what happens. But this one this morning. This one was, even to me, I was surprised. I thought, holy moly, this is something. Over-leveraged corporate debt in commercial real estate, as conservative as it gets, and that is unraveling. We got problems. So anyway, we'll see what's going on with that. We are 25 minutes away, I believe, from opening here. I have to get used to a different time zone. I'm in the Mountain Time Zone instead of the Pacific Time Zone here. So in theory, I got to sleep in an extra hour. But in reality, I have to get up at the same time. It's just that my body has to change to the 1 hour time difference. That's not much of a time difference, but I'll take everything I can get. But right now, I'm looking at the time. I'm going, what time is it in Creston? And what does that mean for New York? Because I'm still thinking Pacific time. But we are 24 minutes away from opening this market up. And I'm glad you're here. At the end of the day with China, avoid at all costs anything to do with Chinese investments. As I said before, just stay away. Is there any way to profit from it? I don't really know. I don't know if there's a way to profit from Chinese entities. I really don't know, because what trades in the United States are what are known as ADR, deposit receipts. So these are not the actual shares themselves. They're kind of a mirror of a share that you're trading. And I avoid it. I just stay the hell away from all of it, and I don't want anything to do with it. And I'm just gonna kind of watch and observe. And what I wonder about is the spin-off effect for China. Is this going to affect Taiwan? Is it going to affect South Korea's economy, Japan's economy, Indonesia, Vietnam's economy? All of the sort of countries that are benefiting from Chinese orders. There are a number of factories throughout Asia that produce parts that go into China, that then are assembled to make product and then export it around the world. I wonder about the spin-off effects, because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stop sending capital out of your country. You're going to keep the capital in your country to keep your employment rate under control, keep people busy. And so you may find that secondary countries that really live off the Chinese side will experience a slowdown. And that's Australia. That's possibly Australia as well, although Australia sends a lot of raw materials to China. We'll have to watch for that. This is so early, but on the other hand, it is so disturbing that it is already this deep into the financial system. And of course, Wall Street, the media in the U.S. as a whole is really not following it very, very closely. They're watching it with interest, but they don't. This is serious stuff. This could create a worldwide recession for a while. It could create supply chain nightmares for sure, which can create misses. And so firms like Home Depot might say, like Home Depot, Target, Lowe's, Walmart, Amazon will say, business is booming. We have orders up to here. The problem is we can't fulfill the orders. We can't send the merchandise to our customers that has been ordered from us because we can't get the product. We're short the product. You've noticed that we have a barbecue for sale here at Amazon, and it's $299.99 or $499 or $899, whatever the price is. But it's not available right now. It's sold out. So we have people who want to buy the product, but we can't get the product. And the reason we can't get the product is that half the parts or a quarter of the parts to make that barbecue are produced in various factories in China and around China itself. And if one of the parts is not coming in on time into the final assembly plant in China, the barbecues do not leave the plant. They're just not done. So you can build 80% of the barbecue or 40%, or you can't final assemble the entire unit, because until this unit and this unit and this unit are completely assembled, only then can all three be put together and you got a barbecue. This is where we have this supply chain problem, and that can spill over to American businesses. And so I'm just cautioning you that we will watch this very close. I will follow this very closely, because I am worried about this the spillover effect. Supply chain is a big one. Let's take a look at where we're at right now with our futures. The Dow, oblivious. It's up 216 points, but let's be fair. 5 straight days of losses. We're oversold, and a snapback rally could happen. Now, this might be a 1-hour snapback rally, and then we go down again. It could be that. It could be a 1 full day of a nice rally and then 4 more days of downside. It could be that. We'll have to see how deep this rally is and how intense it is. We have a 29 point on S&P 500. That's a good sign. That's up 2/3 of a percentage point. NASDAQ up 99 points, also 2/3 of a percentage point. The Dow is up 0.6% of 1%. So the 3 indexes are healthy to start the day. We'll see how heavy the volume is and how long this will last. Crude oil up 94 cents to 70.66. There's talk all morning about the stimulus package, the $3.5 billion stimulus package. You might think this is political. It's not. I'm talking economics here. This is huge from many, many angles, but for the stock market, as an investor, you actually want this deal to happen. You do want it to happen. It may not fit for you. It may not taste good politically for you, but as an investor, as a greedy, money-grubbing capitalist investor that we all are, you want this to happen. You want this capital to be circulating over. This is over a 10-year, $3.5 trillion, 10-year deal. That's $350 billion a year is what we're talking about. You want this piled on top of the infrastructure bill. You want this piled on top of all the spending being done. This will ensure that the U.S. economy will continue to cook and cook nicely for years to come. And job creation, endless. America, made in America jobs, endless. America manufacturing requirements, phenomenal. It is a beautiful make-work project. Keep in mind also, and it is quirky, again, I'm not trying to be political. I'm a businessman here. If you don't have, as a country, if the United States does not have 100,000 troops in Iraq and doesn't have 100,000 personnel in Afghanistan, and I'm not talking about troops on the ground, I am talking about how many people you need to have 10,000 troops on the ground or 15,000 troops on the ground. You need all the support mechanisms going back, the supply scenarios. It's logistically unbelievable. For every soldier on the ground, you probably have 10 people keeping that soldier going in the background and in supply chains. The United States is not paying out trillions of dollars going forward in foreign campaigns because the troops have been brought back home. This is capital that is now sloshing about, needs a place to go. And you can poo-poo it all you want, but the reality is there's money in and there's money out, and there's cash flow. And there's cash flow in our personal lives, there's cash flow in our corporate world, and there's cash flow in governments, local, state, county, state, and federal. And there are billions of dollars not going to be allocated for foreign military campaigns. And so they have to go somewhere else, because I can guarantee you one thing about the United States that's the same as in Canada and the same everywhere else. Governments don't cut spending by 30% in 1 year and then refund all that money back to their taxpayers. They keep that in the system and keep it going for something else. And in the USA, there is a huge need for infrastructure in any event. And so you may as well direct it over here and over here and over here. And if you can put it into Made in America projects, you're hiring Americans. And one of the group of Americans you're going to have to hire are a whole bunch of these volunteer Army specialists and Navy and Air Force and Marines. You've got a gazillion kids who are serving this country of the United States who are going to be kind of laid off in the next year or so. As all of these campaigns are wound down, these kids, whether they're placed overseas or whether they're working in the U.S. to keep the guys overseas going, they're eventually going to be drawn down. These folks need to be put to work, and this is America's finest. And these kids have got the energy, the power, the know-how, the training, the discipline to just make America incredibly great. Well, you better have the money to work it, and you just reallocate the dough. So this $350 billion a year that America actually needs to fund this thing, it's there. Yeah, they're talking about raising the corporate tax rate, and they're talking about raising the capital gains tax rate. And yeah. Don't buy it. The bottom line is most of corporate America pays very little in taxes because of all the write-offs that they have engineered through all their lobbyists. And for most Americans, unless you make more than $400,000 a year, you really have nothing to worry about. And if you do make over $400,000 a year, you can afford to hire a tax specialist to make sure that the tax number you pay is very, very low. So do not fret about the economy coming to a sudden stop because of this infrastructure program or this $3.5 billion deal. Not an issue. Anyway, that's business. I'm not trying to talk politics. I'm trying to talk business. Okay, welcome back to Stock Markets with Bruce, where we're trying to talk to you in plain English on what the hell is going on. There's a lot happening here, and there's a lot of things going on all over the place, as usual. And here we are. GameStop. Someone just mentioned, Splair TV just mentioned GameStop. I wanted to mention something about GameStop as well. Just give me 1 second. First of all, welcome all of you to the show today. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for all of your kind words, your encouragement, your best wishes. Jennifer and I received so many of your messages this past few days. Good luck with our move and all of that. And it worked out really quite well. And I have to thank Jennifer for so much of this, because she organized so much of it and kept me focused on the job at hand to get this done. Thank you, all of you out there who are obviously subscribers to this channel, who are members of this channel. We love you so much. We just are so honored that you follow us and that you keep an eye on us. I really appreciate it. We're just going right now to members only comments, because we're about to open up here in about 13 minutes. Thank you all for all of your best wishes and support. Those of you who've been watching the lessons over the last 3 days, you've been missing me on live. A number of you started watching lessons this weekend. Love you for that, because I get these alerts going, oh, so and so is watching lesson number 4. Someone's watching lesson number 6. Incredible. Those of you who are watching lessons, great. Those of you who are kind of aware of it, head over to our website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. That's for Canada.ca. And head for the classes, and you can see the listing of all 10 classes that we've created so far. You can watch any of those anytime you want and enjoy. Learn how to make money from your account while you're waiting for your stocks to take off. There's all kinds of strategies on option writing and option trading and spreads, and we cover a whole bunch of that sort of stuff. And thank you for many of you who have sent me private messages to say, I watched your lessons and you have changed my life. I never thought I could do this before. I thought that what you've taught me to do. I thought only multi-million dollar hedge funds could do this. I didn't know that even I can do this with 100 shares of this or 200 shares of this or whatever it is. Yeah, a lot of you have really begun to figure out, oh my gosh, I can make some serious money here on the side. That could theoretically take my wife out of a full-time job and put her into a part-time job, or put us both into part-time, or take one of us completely out of the job market and just stay at home with the kids, or we could both become at-home parents managing our affairs. I had no idea that with some reorganization of our financial assets, we can now just manage our assets. We have enough that we can manage to make a living on this. Had no idea. Again, thank you, all of you who are doing that, and congratulations to all of you. Love it. GameStop. I walked into a GameStop store. Actually, here in Canada, they're called EB Games. And I walked into an EB Games store yesterday in one of the local malls, and I talked to the two guys that were working in there. And I mentioned to them that I had a YouTube channel and that I talk about the stock market in plain English all the time, and that I follow GameStop very closely. And I was saying to them, I'm very familiar with what your company does on a corporate level. I very much follow everything about what you guys are doing. I'm just curious, though, from retail end, how's it going? Like, how is it going here? And what can you tell me? So I asked them about. The first bit of news was, I said, I understand that you guys here in Canada, EB Games is going to become known as GameStop. How's that coming along? And they said, yep, we are noticing now as new merchandise is coming into our store, we have GameStop logos on all of our merchandise. Now, all the new merchandise has GameStop. So if you pick up a computer game, instead of saying EB Games Canada or whatever it is, it now says GameStop. I said, what about I said, I'm looking up here at the top shelf here. You seem to have, it looks to me like you've got PS5s and Xbox games here, the consoles. What's the status on that? He said, oh no, those are empty boxes. I said, what? He said, we don't have any games here. We're out. I said, you're still out? He said, oh yeah, we still don't have inventory of SP5s or Xbox. We are behind. We've got people who come in here every week asking if they can buy one, and we don't have any. I said, well, are you taking names and numbers? He says, no, we've given up. I said, you've given up? He said, yeah, we don't even do that anymore. He said, we just tell people to come by every couple of weeks and just check it out, because we can't guarantee any delivery of any PS5s or Xbox systems at any specific time frame. We have no inventory, and it comes in bits and splatters and just little bits at a time. I said, what are you going to do with Christmas? This is already September. This is September 13th today. A month from now, you're going to have parents coming in here, in October and November for sure already, who are going to try to, be way ahead of the curve and try to get their kids these systems. And he said, we expect to be this way for another 6 months, right through the end of the year into next year. We expect to be completely unavailable to deliver on a moment's notice a system, a $500-600 gaming system, not in stock. Whatever comes in is already instantly gobbled up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, and I thought, well, why aren't you guys taking names and numbers? Why can't you take people's money right now, commit them to the buy? He said the problem is, Bruce, that they do that, and then they find the game somewhere else, and then they want a refund, because they're not going to stop looking for it just because they've ordered it through us. Because there are a lot of people out there who will literally do this with 4 or 5 retailers until they get the system, and then they cancel all the other orders. He said, we just can't do that anymore. I go, wow, that's unbelievable. That's amazing. So that sounded interesting. And then he told me something else. The one kid said to me, there's a rumor going around that Sony is redesigning the gaming system because of parts shortages. They are the reason these consoles are not in GameStop stores, and they are not in Target, they're not in Walmart, they're not on site, is parts problems, part supply problems. And the one rumor is that Sony is exploring producing the game the SP5 with a substandard fan system, a cooling system, and they're worried that it might overheat. This is the gamers are worried about this, and they're saying if they don't keep the quality up to the high end standards, there could be a revolt. And I thought, oh my god, this could be something. So I have no idea how this is going to happen, going to affect GameStop for sure or not. I don't know if this is happening or not, but there are issues. It is an absolute amazing. And here's Pete telling me, Martin's telling me, here you go. Can't find the system anywhere. Amazing to me that these consoles, with all the accessories you can add to them, in Canada you can hit $1,000 no time in cost. Can't get it. Unbelievable. I asked the guys too, in Calgary, how many stores have closed up in Calgary that you know of? They said 3. They shut 3 down in Calgary. But 2 of the 3 that they shut down were in malls that are dying. We have a couple of shopping malls that are dying off. And this is the new North American trend that most cities are experiencing in North America, that malls that were built in the 70s and the 80s eventually could fade out unless they're in absolute dynamite real estate locations like a highway and a highway. Unless you're in a highway intersection, your mall might be in trouble. And so we have got in Calgary, we've had 2 regional neighborhood malls that were very popular in the late 70s and through the 80s and into the 90s that are now being ripped down and being replaced by what we call big box retail locations, or in one case we had one ripped out and completely replaced now with office buildings and like office campuses with a bit of retail, but now more corporate and light industrial. This is the changeover that these real estate developers get into. Anyway, GameStop, 3 locations in Calgary gone, still 10 left. Tons left. Don't worry, there's no shortage of GameStop locations, but 3 are gone. And I'm thinking this is happening North America wide overall. Not that you would know it from the conference call we had last week. They're not talking to us about that, but this seems to be going on. Anyway, that's some information for you from GameStop that I was able to glean from a couple of kids working at a GameStop location. We are 4 minutes away from opening this market up, and we've got the Dow right now. Looks like a 200-plus point opening gain, 224-point gain on the Dow. We're up 29 on the S&P, up 95 on NASDAQ. This is Bruce, Uncle Bruce from Calgary, Alberta. Homeless nomad on the road with Auntie Jen now, hanging out at our daughter's place right now. We'll be here for a few more days, and then we're scheming our next location somewhere else here in town. We'll let you know. You'll see different backgrounds and what have you, and our next stop from here will be the United States of America. We're heading south because I've noticed something around here. It's a little cooler here temperature-wise. It's not as warm here as it is in Creston. We're already into fall weather here, believe it or not. I know that a lot of you in the U.S. who watch me, you're still in the heat wave down there, but up here it's 50s and 60s. The leaves are turning around here big time, and in the next 3 weeks they'll be gone. The leaves will be all gone by October, and it'll look really bleak and desolate. The grass will be brown, and the leaves will be gone. The only thing green will be evergreen trees, the pine trees, and that's about it. Anyway, there it is. Welcome to the show. We have a couple of quotes we'll watch for here. We've got Matterport at 19.10 right now, up to 21 cents on the pre-market, 51,000 shares. We have 23andMe holding a 840 market right now. We have AMC holding on at 51.82, up $1.66. ATIP at 3.97 now, up to 4.19, up 24 cents. Nice little recovery there. That's what I'm expecting. Sextera at 9.87, unchanged. Nothing much there. Spire Global at $10 a share, holding on there. Rocket Lab, watching for that one today. 18.23 right now, down 46 cents. It's been jumping in the pre-market as low as 17.40, now up to 18.23. Do not be surprised if it goes higher. It'll consolidate a bit here, and then it's going to go higher. It's going to go into the 2022 range and more. That's my hunch, my guess. my vibe on it. Smart Rent sitting right now at 12.44, waiting for it to open up. We're starting here in a minute. IBM at what's it at right now? 138.27, up a buck 25. Why IBM? Why not? I say go higher. Over on Apple, we've got it at 150.59, up $1.62 after a $4 or $5 drop on Friday. It's rare to see those drops, but we did get one. And now we're getting ready to start trading for real on the market. And we'll see how the first trades come through here as I set up my iPhone. I got my big ass iPad here. I got you guys here. We got welcome one and all. Nice to have you here. Hope you did all right this weekend. Hope you had a good weekend out there. Jen and I are just thrilled to be here. We are relieved that we're that we're as far down the road as we are. We're not worried about getting the furniture out of the house right now. We're not worried about packing the truck. That's been done. The truck has been packed, driven, and unloaded. It's all done. We got ourselves a humongous, well, we got a 10 by 15 storage unit that is right up to the top. You can't get a toothpick in there. It is jam-packed full of stuff. I tell you, it's crazy. Anyway, we're glad to be here, and now we're now officially homeless. We are opening right now on the open market. We're getting ready to start trading here. Here we go. We have the Dow right now showing an indication of 255 points to the upside. I'm showing Rocket Lab at 1833. So let's see how the market is going to react here. Let me go over right there. Here we go. We have 318,000 volume on Rocket Lab right now. I'm showing a low of 1796 right now, trading 1821. 1810 now, down 59. We'll give that a few minutes to find itself. SoFi up a penny at 15.30 a share. Volume of 736,000 shares so far. GameStop showing 194.94, up 453 a share at the moment. Larry, welcome, buddy. There's the opening bell. It's official. When Larry puts the bells up, you know the bells. We're going, baby. We're there. Hi, everybody. The GameStop 359 at 194 on 86,000 shares so far. Matterport 1915. Nice to see that up here. Up 26 cents this morning, 138,000 shares. Let's see, 23andMe. Love to see that one catch some fire. Not yet, though. 833 down 11. Over at Smart Rent, 1239. No charts, no updates yet. Let's see, Aspire up 16 cents to 1008. Let's see, ATIP, waiting for it to open. It's indicating $3.97 to $4. $3.98 last on 23,000. We'll see how that does this morning. Xterra, at the moment, no updates at the moment. AMC up $1.71, 51.87. It was as high as 52.55 already on 4.4 million. We'll see how AMC does today. Robinhood up a dime. Vanek Vectors up 2.13. Home Depot up $2. IBM up $1.46 to 138.48. Go IBM, go. The Dow at the moment up 251 points. Looks like it's holding all right. Microsoft up 262. Apple up $2. Tesla up $2. Bed Bath & Beyond down 38 cents. BlackBerry up a nickel. Royal Caribbean down 31 cents at 81.25. Norwegian down 3. Carnival up 4 cents. Goldman Sachs up 351 to 406.99. A future $700 stock right there for the taking anytime you want it. There you go. That is the indication at the moment. Let's see how it all works out. It all shuffles out. Rocket Lab at this second, I'm showing 1735 down $1.34, 531,000. We'll see if that lasts very long and how this reacts. I wouldn't be surprised if we see $2 to $3 swings, $2 to $3 a share swings on Rocket Lab from time to time, where it will go up $2, down $2, up $1.50, down $1.50, up 3, down 1. Just start getting used to it, because I think a lot of pent-up buying is coming into the stock. We had a big run last week, a lot of speculators in there. Now they're gone. Now we're consolidating. We'll see how this all plays out. 1739. down $1.30 at the moment. SoFi $15.25, down 4 cents. GameStop $195.43, up $5 a share. Matterport up 16 to 19.05. 23andMe down 14 to 8.30. SmartRent down a nickel. Spire up 9. ATIP at 3.98, up 3 cents. Sextera up 16 cents to 9.91. Welcome one, welcome all to the show and the channel and the dream. The homelessness is live in front of you right now. You're watching homelessness on your screen. I tell you, Jen and I, we're relieved to be here, and we're excited about what's coming up. We're frantically scheming right now our timing, getting ready to commit to a couple of flights, and away we go. Cheers to all of you from around the world who are watching us today. Nice to have you here, and we love that you've joined us today. What else is going on here, Splair? Somehow, only my cryptos make big changes. It looks like even the RUT is in a positive bounce. Let's see. Cheddar Stacks. I have the COVID. Vaccinated with Pfizer doubler. I can feel this stuff attacking me, and I feel my symptoms are about 25% of how bad it usually feels, chills and aches. Get better, please. Should we try to buy our Rocket Lab covered calls back or wait some more? So yes, if you were writing covered calls on Rocket Lab, you might want to take this opportunity to scoop them back here at a nice little discount. Lock in some profits right now. Sit on the sideline if you can, and wait for your next opportunity to write some more calls. Absolutely. 1756. If any of you written 2250s or 23s, 24s, 25s, 26s, scoop them up and definitely take them off the table. Nice move. Get ready for Matterport. $1 away here, and we're going to reach the $20 level. And then it'll be time to start writing Matterport covered calls. That's the next one. We're waiting now for SoFi to break out. We're just waiting for SoFi's banking charter to come through. Pop that thing to $22.25 a share, and boom, you're going to start writing SoFi calls. So then you're going to have Rocket Lab, SoFi, Matterport calls on the go on top of your GameStop, the AMC, and whatever else we're working on. Yes, indeed. You might want to look at writing poor man covered calls on like IBM perhaps, but Apple in particular, Goldman Sachs for sure. You might want to look at writing spreads, butterfly spreads on IBM stock perhaps, or on maybe Microsoft around the 300 level. Those might be some ideas. Again, this is where the lessons come in that we've done here. You check those out on how it's done, and start doing your homework there. There can be some opportunities for you guys to make some money. But yes, picking off some Rocket Lab calls right now would be a good idea, and locking in the gains that I'm sure you've enjoyed on these moves. Very interesting. GameStop looking good on low volume. Right on, free thinker. I hear you. Let's see. You're not homeless. You're houseless, says Brent. That's true, my friend. We're houseless. Papa Gamer, Uncle Bruce, do you travel with bagels, or did Jen Jr. stock up? Happy travel. I got to tell you, I have no bagels in the house. We have not had time to get to Costco. It's been frantic, and yesterday was kind of just a down day to recharge because we were exhausted. Exhausted on Friday and Saturday, and we're going to have to try to hit the Costco maybe tomorrow. Because we just had no time. So I will be surviving on, God forbid, maybe toast. I don't know how that's going to happen. This is insanity. Where are you right now? Well, we're here in Calgary, and we're at our daughter's. Doing great here. Good morning, Uncle B. What's going on with ATIP lawsuit misleading investors before the merger? There are probably 25 law firms that are trying to drum up customers to attack ATIP with some kind of a lawsuit. They are desperately putting the word out to try to get people to sign up. The problem they're having is that they're not signing up very many. They claim to be doing great and all this stuff, but the reality is These groups of law firms are really pushing to get clients, and they try to get you to send them retainer money. And eventually, what will happen, I think, is that they will cut a deal where certain law firms will merge together into one big lawsuit. But at the moment, each one is trying to get as many people as possible to sign up to be the lead law firm in a case. And they keep coming up with these alerts about, like, time is running out to contact us, or don't miss the deadline to join it. There are no deadlines. There is no timeline. There never will be. There will always be time to join a lawsuit. This is America. America is lawsuit crazy. ATIP, they're busy right now hiring a new CEO and a new team of executives to take over the company. That's what I think is really going on. And there are some folks out there who are scooping up the stock right now saying, I'm going to buy this at $3.96, $4 a share, and I'm prepared to wait a year, because a year from now, this will be $10 a share, and I will make 2.5 times my money, and I love that kind of return. A number of you are buying call options on this stock, 250s, 5s. Yep, go ahead, pick them off. If you can get them nice and cheap, buy them. I think it'll be well rewarded. Even if the shares reach $7, $8, these contracts will do very, very well. So do not be misled by these law firms that are trying to drum up business. That's all that is. I put an order in for $15 on SoFi. Bingo, got filled. $14.89 right now. Scooping up, steal this stuff. I sold off half my Matterport stock with a nice profit on Friday, looking to invest in something else. Not sure if I should increase my exposure in something I currently own or diversify. You can do that, or you can pick off, if Matterport backs off, you can buy it up again. Or if Rocket Lab at 1670 might be a buy, you might want to move into there and run that to $21, $22. You can always play that game too. Between one and another, you can always move it around. Anyway, there it is. I don't have the luxury of buying contracts or anything. Currently owning GameStop, Matterport, SoFi, and Rocket Lab. Okay. Also, ATIP book value shares over 5 a share. Does it mean it's a massive discount? Yes. They got, $600 million in cash? Yeah, they're on it. They're on sale. So no bagel this morning. I'm going to pretend that's good luck about this abomination. Ouch, not looking good for a Green Monday. Cloak, no bagels. Oh, we're doomed without the bagel bump. Holy moly, SoFi. What can I say? Oh, well, when you're homeless, you got to just take what you get. You got to take what you can get. What can I say? I bought my Rocket Lab calls for cheap. Beautiful job. 1666 on Rocket Lab. You take advantage of these sales, buying back calls you've written. Saying thank you very much, option players. I'll see you next time. Don't worry, I'll be ready to write in no time. SoFi 1487 down 42. GameStop up 350 to 193.91. Matterport down 26 cents, 1863. We got the ME down 14 cents. Smart Rent down 3. We have Spire up 9. ATIP at up a penny, and we have Sixterra down a dime right now. AMC up 77 cents. Robinhood down 56 cents. Vanik down up $1.11. Home Depot up $2. IBM, YBM 138.37 up $1.35. The Dow holding a 171 gain right now. On the morning, we've got S&P up 16 points right now. We have NASDAQ up 1.47. Very quiet on the NASDAQ at this moment in time. That's where we're at right now. This is our early morning start to the day. Not surprised to see some profit taking coming into some of these stocks. Totally expected. It's been a crazy week. Rocket Lab had a great week last week with a $5 single day, which is too much, too fast. But am I going to stop it? No. We take advantage of these kinds of moves by writing contracts on highfalutin moving stock like that. Unbelievable. Let's see what else is going on. Every homeless guy I ever met had a bagel wrapped in a paper bag in his dog's cargo pouch. You might need to get a dog, Uncle Bruce. Yeah, ever thought of that? Let's see what's going on here. So, Uncle Bruce, today is toast bread time? Or how do we replace the bagel hour? What's going on here? What are we going to do? You guys just have to be patient. Allow us to settle in here and figure out where all our stuff is. But I can tell you, I can assure you, we did not bring bagels with us from Creston to Calgary. No, we have got to pick up some bagels here. And I'll be back in the bagel business in no time. But it's going to be Costco bagels, baby. That's where I want to go. Don't want to head for. I'm looking for Costco. The other thing I'm looking for is Costco pumpkin pie. I have a suspicion we might be just about ready to start enjoying some Costco pumpkin pie again. It's that time of year, and oh, it's the best. The Canadian Costco pumpkin pie is different than the Costco pumpkin pie in America. It's a little spicier. It's not so sweet tasting. Fantastic. Can't wait. So we'll see what's going on. Is the toaster out of the box? Well, our daughter does have one, so we're okay that way. Can you cut a piece of bread into a circle? Could you do that? Put a little hole in the middle of it. Maybe you could do that, Bruce. Didn't bring bagels. Classic mistake. You guys harassing a homeless man for not having bagels. This is disgusting behavior. Poor guy. You're picking on this guy. You better go before the second show, Bruce. You got to get some bagels today. Slow bleed continues. Everyone's having a good time. 1666 on Rocket Lab right now, down 203, the low of 1651. There is a bargain happening here at any moment in time. Those of you who are picking off, looking for deals, maybe Rocket Lab stock or Rocket Lab $15 calls, 1750s might be a buy. You never know. SoFi 14.79 down 50 cents. Low of the day has been 14.73 on 3.8 million so far. GameStop 192.66 up 225 a share. Matterport 18.49 down 40 cents. Low on the Matterport 18.26. We bounced up a bit. 439,000 shares. 23andMe 831 down 13, still a bargain there. Smart Rent down 3 cents to 12.41. Spire up a penny. ATIP up a penny, and Cyxtera down 6 cents at the moment. YBM down up $1.14 right now. The Dow is ahead 195 points. We've got S&P up 15. We have NASDAQ down 16 points. The Dow is trying to end a 5-day losing streak. Is still doing very well in that attempt with a 0.55 percentage point gain, half a percentage point gain on the Dow, third of a percentage point on S&P. The NASDAQ is not playing ball with the up day at the moment, but the Dow is holding its own. That might pull the NASDAQ higher. We'll watch for that. Interesting how this is playing itself out. Rocket Lab now 1673, looking like coming back a little bit at the moment. No stress. I'm patient. Just kidding, says Blair. Cloak, shame on Jen Jr. for not shopping for bagels ahead of your visit. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, Seamless, a bagel. It's so easy. Gio, as an Italian, every year when pumpkin spice comes into the coffee, I just, it's so awful what you Americans do to coffee. Yeah, I don't put any pumpkin spice in my coffee. No, but pumpkin pie at Costco is okay by me. And if you pick up, I think at Costco you can buy these 4-packs of the whipping cream in the cans, in the dairy section, and it's like the real whipping cream in cans. It's not like the petroleum byproduct. Tasty as all get up. I'll tell you, that's always good. You should see what they do to pizza. Oh my God. Oh no, said you. I know a girl, she never drinks coffee, only the pumpkin spice. Oh gosh, that's not coffee. The best not to mention pasta, normal coffee. Decided on some more SoFi. Still have cash to purchase some more of something, just not sure what. Sometimes you gotta wait for the deals. Sometimes you don't get too hurried. Don't be too hurried to buy something. Let the deals come to you and then spring into action. 1671 on Rocket Lab, SoFi 1479, GameStop up 257 to 192.98, Matterport 1836 down 52, ME down 18, Smart Rent down 7. So that's where we're at right now. The Dow is still holding a gain of 202 points, looking good, up 16.3 on S&P. So we got the two of the three markets holding a gain at this point in time. Anyway, there you go. Uncle Bruce, the soup kitchen's probably got bagels. Being homeless, you could probably go in there. Send Jen, P.S. Get a street sheet, bro, and you might want to learn to read train scratch. Flair, what to buy? What does your joint tell you to purchase today? Michael, how you doing? Limit order for 200 SoFi at 14.69. Come to me, SoFi. Dime away, 14.79. Low of 14.73. You're in the hood. Maybe you'll get it. I don't know. It's a steal if you do. Let's see. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. Welcome, chatter. Who cares? I don't know if you've talked about it this morning. Why would you but why would GameStop's float be showing $249 million on Yahoo Finance? Just looked it up and it's still showing the same. It could be a typo. They're probably, they got probably issues. I don't know. I don't know why it would do that. Shares outstanding, total existence 76.4 million outstanding. Public float 62.9 according to MarketWatch. That's all I'm showing there. 194.18 last trade. GameStop, let me just refresh that. That might be old. Wait for that to refresh here in a minute. Showing GameStop 192.98 on my other system. Keeping an eye on it. Here we go. Let's refresh that right there. 194.62 on GameStop, up 421 is what I've got. And there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Here we go. Comment. Honestly, any U.S. travel food show I watch, the food looks amazing. Fairly certain I'd be twice my current weight if I lived in the United States. Michael, take my energy, please. Just woke up. What happened? Orion is wondering. Associates, I would only buy dip of Cardano today because of the possible 20% upway movement. More power to you. Anyone have an idea how although we might be able to get on SoFi today, looks to make a purchase here. 1481. We're inching a little higher right now, 1482. I don't know. 195 on GameStop, up 459. Rocket Lab, 1639. That's the question. How low will Rocket Lab go today? It's at 1631 is a low. 1631 right now. $16 a share is a steal, I think, on this one, considering what we've had in just the last week. But you gotta have nerves of steel. You gotta step up there and go, I'm buying this stuff. I'll go long, either on stock or calls, and but if you're going to buy calls on Rocket Lab, you go into next year, like I've told you, stay well ahead of the pricing and of the calendar. Go into at least 6 to 8 month long calls if you're going to buy any calls at all on these stocks. That's what you want to have. Lots of room. Bruce is in space. He forgot to put on his mask. Nice. Orion, China citizens are over leveraged. GameStop going higher. Let's see here. After 1621 is what I'm after right now. 1634 last trade on Rocket Lab, down 235. This is a bargain today. SoFi is on sale, down 45 cents a share, 1484. GameStop now up 543 to 195.84. Looks like 196 is next. Matterport 1836 down 53. ME down 24 to 820. Smart Rent down 4. Spire up 3. ATIP up 1.5 cents. Sextero down 12. Welcome to the show. We got 274 points gained on the Dow. The Dow is definitely perking up, and they've now taken NASDAQ to the positive. NASDAQ is up 9 and S&P up 22. So the three markets have gone positive now. We've got the right move here, the right direction. Oil up 93 cents right now to 70.62 a barrel. Very, very good. Let's see. What's going on? Uncle Bruce, there were a couple of quirky commercials during the game last night. NBC could have helped brand SoFi better with the TV crowd. I didn't even watch the game last night, so I have no idea. On our SPACs are crashing from over-leveraged Chinese citizens. No, they're not. Hello, Rocket Lab. Got your April 22-15 call. 30 contracts. Let's rock. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see how we do here. Welcome one, welcome all. Caffeine-free Diet Coke. Nice to see you here this morning. Rocket Lab right now, 1614 down 255. There's a deal here. SoFi, 1484. It's come back a bit, still down 45 cents. GameStop, 195.12, up 471. Matterport, 1827. ME at 819, down a quarter. What's a good sector to short? I don't know. I wonder about the energy sector, but right now there's too many rampant bulls out there who just have a feeling that oil's going to 100 a barrel. It's not going to happen. I don't think so, but whatever. They think there's a cold winter or possibility of a cold winter coming. I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a lot of oil out there. For whatever reason, it's being ignored of the supplies available. What can I tell you? GameStop looks like it's going for 196 again. 195.86, up 545 on GameStop. For those of you just joining, what have I been talking about this morning? Lots of stuff going on. Airlines 340 billion in the hole. They owe 340 billion dollars in debt collectively, and they are not getting the business traveler on the aircraft paying top dollar. They're getting us, but even we are not booking the flight numbers that they were expecting for the fourth quarter. So it doesn't look good for the airlines for the rest of this year. It looks like a lower capacity than expected, and that might be interesting to see if any airlines do layoffs or furloughs. Do they go cap in hand to Washington for more money? I don't know, but 340 billion in debt right now, and that's going to become more of a problem. Apple, big day tomorrow. It's a big meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern. The expected release of the iPhone 13, or whatever they want to call it, should be happening tomorrow. And iWatch number 7 might be released tomorrow. AMC, Disney has given AMC a boost. Disney has said that they will release 6 more movies between now and the end of the year, all through theatrical release only. No online release first. So through the theaters, and that is being perceived by AMC investors as a good thing to bring more traffic in. It's up 158 right now, share AMC at 51.74. Volume on AMC so far, 15.5 million. Not heavy, but it is positive movement at the moment. That is the latest on that one. Other news that I talked about this morning are developments. China, talking about problems with regards to bonds. Over leveraged corporate bonds in China are now beginning to become an issue. Apparently, a huge number of the Chinese population, we're talking about mom, pop, grandma, uncles, aunts, cousins, have loaded up on, with great encouragement, they have loaded up on leveraged bond purchases in China. And these leveraged bond purchases, there's a problem right now beginning to brew on the commercial real estate side in China. It's office towers, condos that were built on spec, apartment blocks, all being encouraged by the government of China. The issue here is that there's a lot of vacancies. There's underperformance. Commercial properties are not generating the revenues that were expected. And it seems that one of the major Chinese-based real estate companies, commercial real estate companies, they had to make an announcement today that they were not bankrupt. Rumors were everywhere that they were bankrupt already, that they went under. They came out and said, "No, we're fine. We're just stabilizing everything. It's all good. Everything should be back to normal shortly." That doesn't sound good to me. When a public, not a public, but any kind of a company makes an announcement saying things should be back to normal shortly, that's bad news. I get the impression that that means things are not normal right now. And if you're talking about things getting normal, that can't be good. The story on the commercial bonds that this particular company has outstanding is that the estimates are between 400 billion and 700 billion in commercial bonds that have been issued by this real estate company, this commercial real estate company, are trading right now at 25 cents on the dollar. That is the story coming out of Hong Kong and other places, financial centers in China. And the problem with that normally wouldn't be so bad if a pension fund had these bonds, as long as their interest is being paid, they're okay. And if the bond is rated as junk, what the pension fund will do is they'll buy insurance against that bond to ensure that they are covered. But the problem that is now emerging and is becoming more reported is that a huge number of Chinese citizens, and we're talking hundreds of millions, have been investing money into mutual fund and hedge fund operations in China that have been leveraging these kinds of bonds. So they're putting up maybe 10 cents on the dollar, 5 cents on the dollar to buy dollars of debt. And now the debt is down to 1/4 of its value on the actual markets. These leveraged funds are upside down a ton of money. And what they were probably offering was returns of 6-7% interest to the investor as they were leveraging up these bonds and bringing in probably 12-15% for themselves. All of a sudden now the bonds are way down in value, which means that their margins are blown out, and they might be being blown out by their bankers, which would leave them on the hook to a whole bunch of money to their investors, and or investors losing out on a whole bunch of dough. So there's a problem brewing there that is picking up more steam and is becoming more of an issue, and it is becoming more known by the outside media. And bond players are now beginning to walk away from Chinese debt, just like stock players started walking away from Chinese stocks in the last 3 months, including ARK Investments virtually dumping all of their Chinese stocks. So there's all kinds of issues in China, and the contagion problem is the issue we're wondering about. What I don't know, and I can't talk to you about yet, but I will try to stay on top of this, is this a problem that is only China related, the so-called over leveraging of bonds? Or is this systemically global? Is this everywhere? Is this happening in North America, Europe, Asia, elsewhere? Because if it spreads out beyond China, then we got ourselves a problem, Houston. We got a real problem, because in 2008, when the big short happened, that was the housing market, the U.S. housing market over leveraged to the nth degree, and it all came crashing down. Now the question is this kind of the corporate bond leverage game? Is so bad off in China and elsewhere that it might create a bit of a contagion problem towards Europe and ultimately the USA? This is what we're waiting to find out, how bad this is. And this is why I mention it now, to give you folks a heads up that if you're into very highly leveraged investments, ETFs and any other funds out there that are heavily into corporate bonds and trying to yield higher yields than that would be normal, you may want to be out of there. And I just mentioned Jen is alive and well and standing in the kitchen here of our daughter's condo. How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. I'm listening to my football podcast.
She's listening to her football podcast, the Steeler football podcast, I would imagine?
No, it's actually the Ross Tucker football podcast.
The Ross Tucker football podcast. Nice stuff. The Steelers won yesterday in Buffalo, so all is well
Only
here.
Only because they do play a fourth quarter, apparently.
Apparently they play a fourth quarter. So my life is not in imminent danger. The Steelers won.
That's right.
They are 1-0 on the road. And so I'm good for another week, thankfully.
Yeah, we have to get into our own place that has television.
Yes, our daughter has a television here, but it is not hooked
monitor.
up. It's a monitor. It is not hooked up to any commercial television whatsoever. What have we done? She's not a sports fan.
No.
And she doesn't watch cable television. She is purely on the computer, and this is the way of a certain generation, and that is the world today. So yeah, we've got to get our own place where we got TV.
I need my sports fix. Yeah.
Someone needs her.
It's either that or I start living Sundays in a bar.
Can't have that, because then we have fist fights. We have problems. Yeah, and it's not like Jen would get kicked out. No. Jen would still be conscious. There'll be unconscious people kicked out that, we don't want to have problems.
It's those people who think they should talk to me during a game.
Yeah, you don't talk to Jen during a football game. What are you bothering her for? Are you crazy? You have no idea what you're doing. Anyway, there you go. Yes, let's see what's going on. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. What game was yesterday?
Cut a hole in your bread.
Yeah, she said apparently I'm supposed to cut a hole in your bread. We don't have bagels. Oh no, I can't believe it. Anyway, yeah, how was that game in SoFi Stadium? Were there a lot of SoFi logos? I don't know. Michael's saying they were everywhere. Sounds good. DraftKings Munitions ? I got more SoFi at 1480. SoFi 1485 right now. Nice move. Rocket Lab under 16. 1587 on Rocket Lab, Bargoon range now. All of a sudden, we might be in a Bargoon range on Rocket Lab here. GameStop 198.64 up 823. We're moving higher on GameStop. Matterport 1814 down 75. 23andMe down 32 to 812. Smart Rent down a nickel. Spire down 15. ATIP unchanged. Sextera down 18 cents. So we have some penny losses here and there, with a couple of losses on the Rocket Lab and Matterport and SoFi deals today. Oh Lord, China Talk says, John, SoFi Stadium is amazing. It was often a topic of discussion during the game. SoFi commercials were hit, but maybe too much so. In my humble opinion, says Shaky Frywan. Grab some more SoFi today, says Flesh Infection. When I say more, though, I am actually referring to one singular precious share. Well, everyone is another one. John, good morning, everybody. SoFi just makes me have to buy more, I guess. What can I say? Sadly, I got exercised with my GameStop covered call last week. I have ideas with our SPACs, but I can't decide what to do with the free capital. Are there any more appealing to you or show more promise currently? Well, Rocket Lab at 1581 is appealing. SoFi at 1486 is appealing. Matterport at 1821 might be appealing. 23andMe 810 is definitely appealing, down 34 cents. Spire sure has a way of moving in dollars. You get it into the 950 range and then watch it go to the 1050-11 range. It's unbelievable. That might be a flip trade right there. I don't know. It's really amazing. Sextera 952. That one also has the ability to move $1 at a time in no time. But I sure like Rocket Lab down 303 today. You buy when everyone is selling, and today people are selling Rocket Lab, so this is a buy in my opinion. It's only 2.6 million traded, so there's a deal to be had there. That I just don't think these cheap prices will last long. RSI showing way oversold on Rocket Lab. We are definitely down over 10% on Rocket Lab, so we're in the no short sale restricted zone. So it's way oversold. Yeah, it is way oversold. Let's see what else is going on. GameStop now 199.21, going even higher. GameStop shorters are over leveraged to the nth degree and is going to come crashing down on those shorters. Those of you who are sitting on GameStop shares, the higher they go here, the more you might want to look at Friday. This Friday, you might want to write 210s. You might be writing 215s. Just what does GameStop want to give you? It's at 199.16 right now, just under the $200 level. $200 calls for Friday. I mean, you write a call for $200, and if the stock backs off to 194 this afternoon, you buy them back for less. Easy day trades, but keep an eye on 205s, 210s, 215s, and 220s. There might be some deals. Let's see. Jen listens to Tucker's. Let's go. GameStop. Yeah, we're looking good. No one our age has cable anymore. There you go. Let's go. I have no idea who this company is. Cloaked. A Packable, the parent company of Pharma Packs, plans to go public through a merger with Highland Transcend Partners Corp. The deal was valued the company 1.55. Yeah, it's a small deal. Something under 3-4 billion is still small. I like them a little larger than that, and I like them well funded as well. I don't know what the deal is on this. I have no details on it, so I can't comment. I was raging on the Pittsburgh preseason for not beating a quality team. Congrats is owed. Walking into Buffalo, it's pretty darn good. Damn it, Jim says, go get Bruce some bagels, Jen. 197 on GameStop right now. It was 199, 197 right now as we're jumping about here, or jumping about. 1803 on Matterport, down 86 today. SoFi at 1480, down 49 cents, and Rocket Lab down 249. What are you looking for, my love? I know you're desperately looking for something.
I'm looking for my charger. The little white box.
Aren't these them?
No. One.
I don't know.
Have you seen it?
No, that one. Have you looked in our?
I looked in that one.
You looked in this one?
No,
I don't think
that one.
I definitely didn't put it in there. Yeah. I do not know where that one is.
It's in a suitcase.
Oh no. We have suitcases everywhere. If it's not in certain baggies that we can look through, then we go, we don't know where that is.
We have to have clear luggage. Do you think that would be picked
Yeah.
up by people?
Yeah, what was this? Wasn't there a Saturday Night Live skit about 15, 20 years ago where they had clear gravy?
Oh,
Maybe they had the chicken gravy and it was clear.
so it looked like snot?
You could see right through it. Yeah, like looked like snot. Clear everything was a rage at that point. But yeah,
Okay.
clear luggage would be a good idea. I agree. We could then look right through. Well, there's the
Exactly.
underwear.
There
There's
it
the
is.
dirty underwear.
That's the shirt I'm looking
Ooh,
for.
there's the underwear after I had that burrito. Ooh,
Just
maybe that's not
imagine
a good idea.
Coming down in the airport.
You'd have to have clear luggage, but then inside the clear luggage, you have to have baggies and the like the freezer bag kind of baggies, and then you'd have to have those that are like looking through. Like if you put a drop of vegetable oil in your eyeball and you're now looking at the world, everything's blurry. You have to have a blurry baggie for your underwear.
Cataract baggies
For your underwear, clean or not, so that you know it's underwear, but you can't really see the details because that sometimes it's too much. But where
I'll
is
keep
your
searching.
charger?
I'll
Yeah,
find it.
that's
here
a
somewhere.
question. That's a question.
It is in Calgary.
Yes, we know.
I have limited it.
Yes, we know it's either here or in the storage unit.
It is in Calgary.
We don't want to go to the storage unit, but we're going to have to go to the storage unit. But we don't want to go to the storage unit. Oh no. Let me show you guys something here. I had a couple of photos of the storage
The
unit.
foot.
Let's see if I got this one here. I mean, this is the storage unit right at the very end as we were finishing everything off. And let's see if I have this one video I can show you. I'm not sure if this will work or not. Oh gosh, did we have fun? Yeah, look at these guys. This is the hired hands I had helping out, trying to get our mattress into a storage unit that was jam-packed full of stuff. Look at these guys. I got one guy stuck in there already. These guys are pounding it in there, trying to shove it in there. Oh yeah. I'll tell you, these guys were machines. There are 200 boxes in there. Oh yeah, it was unbelievable.
It was close.
It was
very
uncomfortably close. This is the last of the truck as we were getting everything out but the mattress and the boxes. 26-foot truck. I gotta tell you, it was insanity. Here are my comic books and my cards. Anybody want comics and cards? Come to Calgary and get them now. Unreal. Yeah, we really shoved stuff in there. Oh, this is just looking at this makes me cringe. I did try to show off a picture of me driving the rig, holding a Timmy's coffee, and in the background, believe it or not, there actually is a picture of the big green truck. You may or may not see it because of the contrast on this poor phone. It's not very good. But yeah.
The big green truck is halfway.
That's right. And I'll tell you, Anyway.
Adventures in moving.
That's right. That we survived that. Rocket Lab 1537 now down 332. This is a buy. If you can pick off $15 call contracts on Rocket Lab, you might want to look at those. 1250s might be in play again for those of you buying long. This might be an opportunity.
What are you going to do for food?
I was saying to the folks that I might have to get toast and grape jelly. We have the grape jelly. We brought that.
The toast.
I would never let the Concord grape jelly not join us. We got that.
That's right.
But I'll probably have to do that on toast.
We knew where it was.
Yeah, but we have no bagels. We haven't gone to Costco.
No.
And Jen is saying we can't go to Costco. There's no room in this fridge. Our daughter has no room in her fridge. We have to get our own fridge, and
that's right.
It's not easy. It used to be easy, but it's not that easy anymore. But gosh.
I'll give you toast.
Okay, I'm gonna get some toast. At least it's something. Yeah. Michael is saying, I lost money on Buffalo. Congrats, Jen. Bruce makes me money and Jen loses it. Laughing out loud.
I know all those away teams that won.
That's right. John Anderson. Good morning, Jen. Hey, John. John Van, my Rams going all the way. Socius Rocket Lab was at around 10:30 10 days ago. I'm a little worried that it'll go back down to that range at this rate. I don't know about that. 1545, low of 1530 on 3.3 billion. When this thing turns, it'll churn dramatically, and I don't think it's going down there. SoFi 1473, low of the day 1467 on SoFi 6.6 million. That's giving up pennies, not dollars. GameStop now 196.75, up 634. Matterport 17.99 right now, down 90 cents. Low of 1787 on 967,000. That is slowly giving up some ground. ME 812. Pennies, it's grinding in pennies only. Smart Rent down 21 cents, Spire down 23 cents, ATIP down 4 cents, Sextera down 29 cents. IBM holding an 84-cent gain to 137.86. Why IBM? Dow is still holding a 214-point gain here, not giving up ground. We've got S&P right now up 363 points, and NASDAQ gone negative 81. So something on NASDAQ has happened to create an 81-point drop, but the Dow is not playing ball with the party. It's not coming back on. What can I say? 100 shares of GameStop to 1,000 shares of Rocket Lab. That sounds like a fair trade. What do you do? I'm sitting here trying to decide when to write today's GameStop contract. Well, there it is. This is the thing. As I said earlier, when it was $1.99, you could write 200s, 205s, 210s. Comes back $4 or $5 a share. It's right now $195.86. You may be able to day trade contracts. You write them, you buy them back. You write them, you buy them back. You can do that all week long. Otherwise, you write them and just wait a couple of days and then buy them back because they are deteriorating quickly here as they die this Friday. Let's see what's going on. What else is going here? Let's go. Let's buy a charger at the bagel store, Jen. Buy a charger at the bagel store.
Nice
Has anyone...
pathetic attempt to get me to the bagel store.
A pathetic attempt. Has anyone played the stock market card game called Pit? Played the other night. Hysterical.
Oh,
Yes.
so much fun.
Yes. I have to show you something that just triggered.
So much fun.
That just triggered something. Let me see if I find it here. Yeah, there it is right there. I think it's...
The more the merrier when it comes to Pit.
Yep, there it is right there. There's a picture. I don't know if you can see this very well or not. This was one of the bags of games that we were taking. Let's see if this will work. I don't know if this will work or not. That is Pit right there. That's right at the top. That's right at the top of our game. Yeah. So Jen said, grab the bag with all the games in it. Bring that. So there it is. Pit right at the top of the bag. Yeah. Hilarious. Screaming.
Along with drawing without dignity.
Drawing without dignity. Nicholas saying, me before today, the markets can actually be regulated by Uncle Bruce's bagel intake. Me today. Uncle Bruce must govern even more than just the markets. Maybe I should have stayed home today. Island Girl just dropped in, Uncle Bruce. Glad to hear your move went well and that you and Andy Jen are safe and well. We are well, alive and well in Calgary. It's all good here. We're just out of bagels this morning, but we'll rectify that very soon, I assure you. Not a problem. GameStop 195.71, holding a 5.30 gain. It's the only green stock I've got. AMC up $1.02. Everyone else is red except for YBM up 75 cents. The Dow up 211. But we got Rocket Lab now down $2.99 to $15.70. Hit a low of $15.30 a few minutes ago. We may have hit the low of the day there. This might be your opportunity to scoop some cheap stock. Clear Luggage would save the TSA on security budgets. I know. Clear Gravy was a parody of Crystal Pepsi. That's right, from the SNL. That's right. That's how we can save the airlines, Bruce. Clear Luggage. I agree. Man, that's clearly not an electric toothbrush. Matt is saying SoFi is so sad. What is with SoFi? What's a bargain today? $14.82 down 47 cents. Low of $14.67. It's already bouncing back. We might be on a bit of a rebound of some of these guys. Anti-PC is loving this. John Van, sir, that vibration is the wife's toothbrush, sir. Michael, nice. SoFi order filled. Got it. Beautiful. I'd love to have a SoFi order filled, but my funds didn't settle in stupid Schwab, says Anti. Yes, thank you, Uncle Bruce, says Willard. Anti-PC, you must be sitting on pillows to reach the steering wheel in the truck, Bruce. I had to have been. I had those extenders on my feet to keep the thing going. Thank goodness it had cruise control. Made it a lot easier.
the blocks of wood tied to your shoes with string.
That's right.
Isn't that what you had?
Big blocks of wood with string tied to my shoes to operate the truck. Keeping it going, keeping it going. Oh, man. Oh, we had fun. Michael, anti-PC, I grabbed another 200 today at $14.69. Look at this. Here we go. This ain't no bagel, but it is grape jelly. That is true, but it ain't no bagel.
It's good toast.
And it's good toast. Yes, it's true.
Okay, I'm
It's
going to
good toast.
plug in again. Oh,
Okay, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Rob is saying the $15 Decembers are still $4. Very expensive. Rocket Lab down only $2.73 now to $15.96. It's coming around. SoFi $14.85. GameStop $194.59. Holding the game. We'll see how it runs. Matterport $18.27 down 62 cents. ME down 32 cents. Smart Rent down 20. Alrighty. Good morning, Jen. DoorDash a bagel. I'd love to start the wheel on Rocket Lab, but ME keeps going down. Screw the damn jelly, says Freethinker. Rob, what kind of daughter did you raise? She didn't pick up some bagels for her dear old dad. I mean, geez. Well, she did the right thing. She handed the keys over to us and said, here, you can have my place. I'll be at the boyfriend's. We won't have to shack up together to start things off. You guys have the place to yourselves. Auntie says, I gave you bagel money, Bruce. I gave you bagel money. Well, I'll be spending it. You trust me on this one. Uncle Bruce, you need a neighborhood bakery for really fresh bagels. You know that, don't you? Auntie, Michael, I was able to grab about 13 of that price, but wanted about 20 more. Nicholas, come on. So if I dip to 1451 and then go to the moon, 1490, not doing it. SoFi got to 1467 and is now at 1490, so it's bounced back. Rocket Lab at 1583, it got as low as 1530. It's already bounced 53 cents off its low. Any of you scoop that stuff up, you're doing all right. 193.49 on GameStop, up 308. Matterport 1822, down 67 cents. Low of the day 1770. 52-cent bounce already on Matterport. ME 816, low of 807, and a Smart Rent down 20, Spire down 32, ATIP down a nickel, and Sextera down 26 cents. Still negative, but not as bad. AMC holding a 97-cent gain. Robinhood down 71 cents to 46. Vanek up 24 cents. Home Depot up 327. It's bucking the odds. IBM all trying to hold. It's holding up as well at 90 cents. These are all higher, these New York-based outfits. 90-cent gain on IBM. Dow up 248. Really looking good. Back to the markets. NASDAQ down 55. It's come back about 30 points from a drop-off. And S&P up 7.6%. So that's what we got going on here. Well, we'll see what it wants to do. This Dow is doing well. 259-point gain. 0.75% gain on the Dow. It is by far the best performer of the markets so far today. Microsoft down 78 cents. Apple up 32 cents. Tesla down $20. We got Bed Bath & Beyond down 11 cents. We've got BlackBerry down 6 cents. Royal Caribbean up 54 cents, bucking the odds today at the moment. And Goldman up 327. A bit of a gain there. Okay. There we are, 1594. Rocket Lab pushing back to 16. Uncle Bruce, all right, I'll take your advice on it. Try to repurchase a few Rocket Lab if it drops a bit. Matterport, quick release news article or something before share price retreats. Let's go. Jelly, says Larry. Mr. T is here. Hey, Brucey, just tuned in. Glad to see you and Jen made it okay. But can't believe you're out of bagels. I mean, what are you doing, man? I had to get here and make sure the bagels are fresh at Costco. I got some toast with grape jelly. Staying alive. See what happens. Filled up on SoFi, says Delahode. Put some money in MVIS today. I'm excited. Don't forget the thumbs up for Uncle Bruce. We love the anti-PC show. Bill Shaw, is Yoko Ono unpacked and ready to go? Oh, she's in the box, and I have no idea what that box is. I know the stereo. I know where that is. It's at the back of the storage unit. It's safe. Grandfather clock is safe. Key items are safely tucked away and will be for quite some time. Got 100 more. Yes, 100 Rocket Lab at 1530. Beautiful job. It's at 1603 right now. Nice pickup on Rocket Lab. Beautiful job. 3.99 million at 1530 is a low of the day. Money running for stable goods. So I want to jump in on that. Too late now. Think I'm missing the trade on Rocket Lab. Too greedy, says Sources. Look for another pullback. You might not get it all the way down there again, but under $16 on Rocket Lab. Deal. SoFi, $14.92, down 36 cents, coming back on. GameStop, $196.17, up 5.76, coming back on. Matterport, $18.15 now, the low of $17.70. 1.1 million traded on Matterport. Okay. He lost the Yoko record. Thank you, Lucky Stars. We are safe for now, says Mr. T. Mr. Seneca, NDPC, I bought in on a lark 2 weeks ago, just a small position, but wishing I picked up more than double my initial investment on it. And at some point, you'll find the floor. There you go. We got the Dow right now holding 221. We got S&P up 3.6, and we have NASDAQ up 58. Down 58 at this moment. Thank you for joining me today, everybody, from around the world. So nice to have you here. We have 336 thumbs ups today. Thank you so much for helping out the channel. Our first show on the road. We're in Calgary, Alberta. Got here Friday night in the dark. We got into town. And that was a long ride, but thankfully the rig performed beautifully. We towed our car here and dropped everything off on Saturday, and we're through another big move. And we're just trying to figure out where our stuff is between suitcases and a couple of boxes and a couple of bags. And oh my gosh, it was just a crazy end to the Creston experience. We left Creston behind, and the new folks are moving into the house, I think, tomorrow, and all going to go well. And we move forward. Jen and I getting ready to start traveling from here in the next few weeks, and we'll take you with us as we hit the road and keep on going. We thank you so much for being part of it. Uncle Bruce, I got it now. 1591. I hope it goes well. Right on 1583 on Rocket Lab. SoFi 1498. GameStop 195.50 up 509. Matterport 1822. All righty. Mr. Seneca's laughing here. Test Donkey. Come on, SoFi. I've spent all my money on 2023's now do something. There you go. There's the attitude right there. DraftKings sounds like my last Saturday night. Willard, is this Travels with Bruce? We need proof this is Calgary and not a green screen. You see, there you have it. Auntie, good for you, Mr. Senga. That's so awesome. Glad someone's getting something today. And, of course, now it drops again. Well, it will fluctuate. That's what stocks do. They fluctuate all day long. Once in a while, you score the low of the low, and sometimes you score a medium run. 1565 on Rocket Lab, down 304. Get ready. Try to scoop some at 1551. You might get lucky. You might get some at 1526. You might get lucky. I don't know. It hit 1530 briefly this morning, but I don't know if it'll get there again. 4.1 million shares traded. This stock can jump $2 at any time. It can go right up to 1750 at any moment. Do not be surprised if it does. 4.1 million traded. There's a lot of speculation going on Rocket Lab, and I think that this company is being discovered by a lot of meme players. This is going to become a more active trader. That's just my hunch and my gut on it. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's go. Let's go. If SoFi doesn't run today, I'm going to go insane. Well, stocks sometimes go on demand, and other times they don't. $15 a share now on SoFi, back to $15, down only 30 cents. The low is 14.67, so you got a 33-cent bounce back. We'll take that as a partial win. GameStop did hit a high today of 199.30, but couldn't go any higher than that. Now at 193.82, 194.18, still up 377 on the day, but only 1 million shares traded on GameStop today. Matterport 18.28 after hitting a low of 17.70, a 58-cent bounce back to be down now 61 cents. That's almost a half retracement from its low of the day. That's a very good sign on Matterport. 23andMe 8.13, SmartRent 12.40, down only 4 cents now. Spire still down 23, ATIP down 9 cents, Sextera down 23 cents at the moment. That's where we're at to start this morning. We're only into the market a little over an hour or so. Here we are, kids. Welcome to the first hour of the next week as we follow these markets as best we can with what we've got. Lots happening all around the globe right now. Lots to worry about, lots to wonder about. But of course, on our former SPACs, there are some who are available at a nice little price today, and this is your chance. Might be your chance to scoop up some deals here and there. Keep an eye on GameStop if they want to approach that $198, $199, $200 range. That might be the price to write some contracts on GameStop. Take in some option cash from option gamblers for expiry this Friday. Might be nice to have it. All right. I got some more Rocket Lab at 15.33. Nicely done. Bought 100 shares of Rocket Lab today. Can write extra contract now. Beautiful. Nick is also, all right, got my SoFi, so you can take off now. That's how it works, right? I'm in and it can go. That's exactly right. Samuel P., don't write just yet. The Savior, about 100 Rocket Lab, 15.35. I'm not going to write any contracts right now, so Samuel. Just bought back my old contracts today. Beautiful job. I just missed the last little run-up on GameStop by getting greedy. That happens. That can happen. Remember, when you're trying to buy something, put in an order at an odd number. Don't put in a buy order at like 15.50. Put in a buy order at 15.51. Or if you're trying to buy Matterport cheap, then it's at 18.30. Put in a buy order at 18.31. You're trying to score Rocket Lab at 15.51 or 15.61. If you're trying to sell, you put an odd sell number. So instead of at 16.10, you put an order in at 16.09, or instead of 16.50, it's 16.49. Whatever the price of the entities, whether you're a buyer of contracts, a seller of contracts, you're writing calls, you want to write calls just under the offer and not at the bid, and make them come to you. And when you're a buyer of contracts, you're a buyer at the bid plus a little, again, odd number buyer, be the first in line. Never join the pack, because you want to be first in line buying or selling every time. Well done. Let's go here. Here, I try to sell a cover call on the high side of the bid ask. When it works, it really works exactly. Because that's the difference between really making some nice cash is being the seller just below the offer after being the buyer at just above the buy price. There's a spread right there you can really drive a truck through sometimes, and that's all money in your direction. Why not? 194.71. GameStop now up 4.30. So we're kind of in this middle range. Low of the day, 191.59. High of the day, 199.30. So almost an $8 spread on GameStop right now, 194.58. Kind of right in the middle of it all, up 4.17 at the moment. Rocket Lab, 15.88, down 2.81. The low of the day, 15.30, 58 cents ago. We had a little bounce down. We bounced up a bit, bounced back a little. Now we're coming on again on Rocket Lab. We may have set the low bar of the day at 15.30. This might have been it. We'll keep an eye on that. SoFi, 15.03 now, getting a little stronger after hitting a low of 4.67. So we're definitely moving back up here. 36 cents off the low of the day. We're only down 28 now on the day, so we're definitely more than halfway of the way back. Matterport 1813, low of 1770, so 43-cent recovery there on 1.2 million. We'll watch that one. The Dow at the moment and the other markets, we have the Dow at up 252 points. Very good day, 0.73 of a percentage point, almost 3/4 of a percentage point higher. That's solid. S&P up 5.5, NASDAQ down 50, and it was down 85 at one point. That's what we've got. Let's see, that was it there. I'm just looking at any other headlines. We're on top of things there. And let's see, we've got anything going on here. Let me check over here. Headlines around the world. Let's see. Kathy Wood's ARK grants itself power to buy Canada Bitcoin ETFs. Interesting. Let's see. Kansas City Southern to accept CP Rail offer, rebuffing CN Rail. And crude prices expected to go higher because OPEC believes there'll be more demand for crude. I don't know about that. Just checking up headlines here. Anything else? Let's take a look here at Wall Street Journal. See what they're talking about here. We got Rocket Lab moving up again, 1589, 1593 right now. SoFi 1501. GameStop 193.48 up $3. Matterport 1819 only down 70 now. ME still down 28. Okay, where am I? Right here. Refresh that. Make sure we're up to speed. Yep, we're right here. Remember, the Dow had 5 straight days of losses, and so we're trying to reverse that. And at the moment, the Dow is up 252 points, showing a strong move up. It's been a good first hour, and it looks very powerful. So hopefully that will last. We'll see if we break the streak. Not seeing much in the way of big announcements today. It's not a heavy news day as far as corporate news goes. Blackstone drops $3 billion property deal with Chinese power couple. Shares in Chinese commercial property developer Soho China tumbled 35% Monday after a private equity giant abandoned a takeover in the face of an unexpectedly long regulatory review. That is another sign of China problems. The government is really stepping in the middle of business here, and now deals are being dropped. Western money is abandoning Chinese deals. Interesting. Very interesting. It might be a smart move by BlackRock to get out of there and run. Most interesting. We just saw Rocket Lab touching $16 a share. First time since this morning. That's an interesting sign. We'll see if that breaks the 16 level. There might be some resistance at 16, but if it busts through there, could take a bit of a pop here. 70-cent gain from the low when it hits 16. Right now, 15.90. So it's jumping about here. Here we go. Bought 100 shares of Rocket Lab at 18.28. When did you do that? Was that this morning? That would have been on the opening, perhaps. High of, was it 20-something, just 21.34 just a couple of days ago. So we're going to go higher than 18.28, by the way. So just hang in there. And let's see, Mr. Seneca, I took my profits so they can jump over my BBC now, make money there now. I'm going to take a power nap. Uncle Bruce, can you tell me, wake me up if something exciting happens? I'll do the best I can, Ling Ling. I'm just trying to stay on top of this market here. 1586 on Rocket Lab, SoFi 1503, GameStop 192.93, Matterport 1826, down 63 cents. That seems to be improving here a little bit again. Yeah, it's coming on a bit more. We're up 56 cents from the low of the day here. ME at 822 after hitting a low today of 807, 15-cent recovery on ME. Smart Rent got as low as 11.95. It's now 12.40. That's a 45-cent improvement, down only 4 cents on Smart Rent. That's improving on only 45,000 shares. ATIP down 7 cents. Cyxtera down 22 cents. Spire down 32 cents to 960. That's near the low of the day. So some of them are lower. Some of them are recovering. Some are testing resistance levels, jumping a lot. Let's see what's going on. I bought my shares this morning. I'll just wait and write calls above 20. There you go. And when it hits 20 or more, exactly. Well done. SoFi 1506 now, down 23 cents, coming on. The Dow up 287, pushing 300 points. Looking good. NASDAQ is only off 35. It's improving quickly. S&P up 9.2. 292 point gain on the Dow now. Really rocking. Really looking. 301 points. The Dow now plus 300 right now. That's really good. That is power coming into the street here. Up 307 on the Dow, up 11.4 on S&P, down 30 on NASDAQ right now. Checking out headlines right now on CNBC. Apple poised to announce new iPhones, Apple Watch, and AirPods on Tuesday, headline says. Robinhood's chief legal officer says the SEC won't ban payment for order flow. Let's see here. Just checking different headlines, changing like crazy. We're up 307 on the Dow, up 9.4 on S&P, up down 31 on NASDAQ right now. Okay, everybody. Forrest Trump says, Bruce, I know you're not following this right now, but when you get a chance, can you give your thoughts on MOTV and Forge, the SPAC merger? See what I can do. AB, Bruce, when my 12.5 Rocket Lab January calls were like 850, I didn't sell. When I sell, I want to be comfy being done with the stock. Don't care what happens after. Is that a good or bad thinking? Look, this is why you got Januaries. You're in a position here where you're in the money, and the stock now is 15.92. It's coming on again to 16 again. It has every capacity, every opportunity. The stock could easily get to 17, 18 tonight without trouble. It could be 20 tomorrow. You're going to be, you're just going to be getting used to these flows. You're going to have to kind of get used to this move because we had a $5 run here. But like I said, when you get into a position where you're up nicely, up double your money or more, you're going to have to just tolerate these swings. But there was a reason that tens of millions of shares of Rocket Lab were purchased the other day. This was not for a one-day wonder flip. A lot of these investors are long-termers. They're looking at a company that's really, moving higher here, moving nicely higher. Corporately, their backlog orders are growing. I mean, these guys are in the news, all positive. I think these shares are destined for $20-$25. That's just where I think they're destined for easily. And so, but you got to tolerate days like today, yesterday. You got to tolerate it. It's part of this new normal. But you're going to do well on these contracts, I'm sure. Let's see. Socius is thinking exactly it's the way to go. Fandeville, Uncle Bruce, I committed the rookie mistake. I bought 200 Rocket Lab at 1970 last Thursday. However, I was able to sell covered calls. Do I buy shares or cash cover put more to lower the average cost or hold for future? So since you wrote covered calls, obviously they're lower now. You could buy them back if you wanted to and then rewrite them again later today or tomorrow. I mean, let's assume you buy them back here, and if the shares go to 17.50, 18 in the next day or two, you write them again, or a little lower series again. You could play that game and just take money off the table. Now that you own the shares, you're just going to keep writing and rewriting. So you're writing to buy back lower. That's the strategy. And if now is the time to buy back lower, great. 15.90. That's a good place to start. They pop back to 17, 18 bucks a share. You write calls again. The stock, time goes by and the stock kind of hangs around. You buy them back again. This is the new normal. This is the new game that you're going to want to play. But yeah, you chased it a bit, of course. But welcome. Welcome to the markets. But the long-term game now is you're a writer of calls. That's what you are. So do I buy share or cash cover put more lower after? You could write a put against the stock. You could write $15 puts on Rocket Lab for a week or two or a month or two if you want. You can play that game too, but you can also play the game of just buying back the calls you wrote and getting ready to write calls with a bit of a recovery from here, $2 or $3 recovery. You write calls again. And just keep playing that game. So either way, let's see. Okay, what are you eating today, Uncle B? I'm having toast with grape jelly. Those covered calls are for $9.17 at $22.50. So I'm going to sit on these and eat the whole pie. There's that strategy too. I mean, you can certainly do that. But if they're already down to very little money, they're dying in 4 days. So, I mean, you can ride the last 4 days out. But the other strategy is you buy them back now at $15.85 a share. You buy these back now. And then if the shares pop up a couple of bucks, write 9.24s for $22.50 or 20 and play that angle. You might want to do that. I bought a bunch of AMC in January, $14.19 a share. I sold them for $5.62 after 3 weeks. I wish I had kept them instead now. Well, AMC, you did what you did, and you got to move on. You got to get out of your mind and move forward. Don't look back. Got to look forward. 1596 on Rocket Lab, 1507 on SoFi. We're at 194.74, up 433 on GameStop right now. Matterport, 1834, up from 1770. It's 64-cent improvement on Matterport. We're still down 55 cents, so it's coming back on. 1.3 million on Matterport, looking good. YBM up $1.81 today, 138.83. Dow up 312. Apple up $1.12 at 150.09. The big show tomorrow. See how it goes. Big show and tell tomorrow. Rocket Lab 1601 right now. SoFi 1508. Coming on. The Dow up 329.95 of a percentage, almost a full percentage point higher on the Dow. S&P up 17, approximately 17 points. NASDAQ just went positive, up 2. 85-point recovery on NASDAQ in the last 40 minutes. Right on. 1605 on Rocket Lab. Low of the day, 1530. Here we go. $4.5 million traded on Rocket Lab today. 4.5 million. I think it went a little too far. It went down a little too quick, too far, and it's now snapping back the other direction. So looking good. Looking a lot better here. John Van says, don't feel bad, Socius. I had 100 AMC at 787, but was convinced it was a garbage stock, and to get it out, I sold at 14. DraftKings Rocket Lab launch site is in New Zealand, Australia, and New Zealand hasn't been affected by the virus, but now it's spreading there too. A little bit, yep. Nothing like here, though. Uncle Bruce, I messed up big time, says Christina. I bought a trending stock, and as soon as I buy it, it drops. So I doubled down, it dropped more. So I bought more hoping it would come up, and it's up and down so much. Well, that's what they do. Patience, my dear. Patience is your number one asset you have to learn to manage. You've got to be a very patient player. You can't force the market. You've got to go with it, and you've got to let the market take you higher. 1611 on Rocket Lab. All of you who didn't sell it the last couple of days, you wrote it down to 1530 this morning. Now you're being rewarded. You're back up 81 cents. It's coming back on again. Just sit tight and enjoy. This is the game here. Nicholas, hey, Uncle B, what market indicator do we care most about? There isn't one. As you probably have noticed this morning, I'm talking about so much different stuff at the same time. But not where I need. What do you think should be for my plan? Yeah, patience, Christina. Just patience. Buy and hold. Buy and just hold. Just wait it out. Wait it out. When these take off, like Rocket Lab did last week, as Matterport did last week, when they go, they go. And they will do it again. And there will be others. Just stick around for the show. 1615 now on Rocket Lab. 1622. Here we come with a nice move on the stock. Beautiful. 1504 on SoFi, down only 26 cents. GameStop now 267 gain at 193.08. Matterport down 52 cents at 1835, only down 54 cents. So here we are. Yep, Bruce, Uncle Bruce, yep. I don't believe in AMC stock after seeing a survey in April saying that the last thing people wanted to do when the restrictions were lifted was go to the movies. Yeah, I get it. The shares are in their own world. They have a following of players that is second to none. Phenomenal group of investors who believe and are going with emotion on that stock, and more power to you. I'm more of a fundamental guy. I'm kind of going, I'd rather they raise more money, but they can't right now. But the stock is up today. It's up 80 cents to 50.96, holding the 50-cent gain. But anyone that owns AMC, hey, you want to write calls against your AMC, 55, 60, 65s, go a few months out. You can probably bring some nice premiums, but it's totally your call. It's not my call. Yeah. I have to spend so much time sitting home watching movies during the pandemic. Concerts are top of the things people wanted to do again. Yeah. AB, the idea that a stock could squeeze by hundreds or even thousands at any time like GameStop could possibly do is the best training for when do I cash out and walk away, or cash out and buy lower, laughing out loud. Well, you just got to be disciplined and patient and, be realistic, I guess. Training for asking yourself that question, that is. What price should we write covered calls for on Matterport? I'm thinking that Matterport will break the 20 barrier not too long from now. And once we get into that 2025 range, we'll be looking at writing covered calls. Yeah, that Matterport will start paying you covered call premiums. DraftKings, y'all have to understand that AMC represents a social movement. There you go. That's exactly what it's doing. It's representing an absolute social movement, and you've got to let it play itself out. But there are ways to benefit on the stock. If you own it, you can have it pay you to hold it, just like with GameStop. The same thing. I definitely understand that, says Socius. All right, Rocket Lab 1617 down 252. SoFi 1503, 193.36 on GameStop. Matterport 1826 down 63. Watching Home Depot up 471. IBM up $2, 190 gain on IBM. Looking better today, up 312 on the Dow. Right here, the Dow Jones got as high as 34,939. It's at 34,917. So it's only 22 points off the high of the day here. Looking really good on the Dow today. Definitely getting some up moves here. This is definitely a reversal of 5 days of losses, without a doubt. And the other two indexes are mixed. 13-point gain on S&P, 16-point loss on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the laggard today. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Forrest is saying, Christina, don't stop looking at it. Just look at it when you're looking to buy more. It's the only time you should look at it. Otherwise, ignore it. Easier said than done. I totally understand that. Still looking at red on most of the former SPACs we're following at this point, but we're improving here and there. A number of these might be turning positive as this morning wears on here. ATIP is down only 7 cents. SmartRent only down 9. 23andMe is down only 15 cents now. It is back to 8.29 after dropping it down to 8.07. So SmartRent has already come back 22 cents to only be down 15 cents on the day here. That's looking good. Watching for SoFi and watching for Rocket Lab to see if they can continue to pile on recovery here. Rocket Lab now 16.21, definitely popping back the other direction here. We're almost about 90 cents better than we were a little while ago, about an hour ago. So we've come back 90 cents. 4.7 plus million traded on Rocket Lab. Over on SoFi now, 1504, 1502, 1505. 8.6 million volume today, low of 1467. So we're looking for a bit of a pop here, see if it wants to happen or not. Zach, good day, Bruce. Hope your travels were good this weekend. I showed up late this morning, so I'm sorry if you've covered this question already. Why did everything go so bad on Friday? Well, we had a good day on Thursday. I guess there was some profit taking on Friday. That's all I can attribute it to. And it was the end of a short week. Here we are now. There's concerns coming up now about inflation reports later this week. There's concerns about, job reports eventually and everything else. But the good news, I heard this morning on Bloomberg, anyway, they were talking about there's a blackout period right now. There's no talk coming out from the Fed. All the Fed governors are quiet now. They won't speak to anybody. And so Fed talk is quiet and off the table, and I like that because too many twitchy, nervous people out there. Hopefully, without that kind of distraction, we can just concentrate on making money with real movement and real economic info that we can react to. But these markets, they go up and down. Welcome to the markets. Those of you out there who are writing options, I commend you. I think it's the way to go. This market is offering premiums on some of these stocks you're following that are fantastic, and there is nothing wrong with writing a call option that expires in 4 days on a Monday. Write a call today and buy it back Tuesday or Wednesday. Write a call today, and if the stock backs off a bit, you buy it back this afternoon, or you buy it back tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, you write a call to zero and say thank you for all of it. It's just patience. You can't force the market to give you a win. You have to go with the market to let it give you the win. You've got to be flexible. 16.29 on Rocket Lab. This is looking a lot better. We've practically got $1 back on this stock here. Still down 240 on the day. I mean, we're not clicking our heels that we're out of the woods yet, but we have come back a nice chunk of the dough here from 15.30 now to 16.26, 16.29. There to go, 16.34 right there. Nice little jump right now. Rocket Lab is definitely thinning out on the sell side. It is getting very thin, and I can see an easy, 50% more retracement here. See another $1 gain without too much difficulty. So those of you who were able to scoop some cheap Rocket Lab this morning, well done for all of you. You picked your spots and you jumped in there. Now you're going to make some money. Loving that. 445 gain now on GameStop, 194.69. Haven't been able to break 200 yet today. Be interesting to see if we can do that. If we do break the 200 barrier, maybe go to the 202, 204 range, you might want to look at 205, 210, 215, 220 call contracts that expire this Friday for GameStop, or write contracts for next week Friday at 210, 220, maybe 220, and get a nice premium for next week Friday if you can scoop that, and then look to buy them back for half the price in that next week. Let the option players hand you gains, healthy gains. Why not? Sorry, folks, I'm kicking my little stool that my computer's on here, so I'm just arranging myself here. Here we go. Another Fed meeting this week. Nothing to be talked about. Uncle Bruce, were you able to sell your house already? Yes. The house is sold. We're moved out. The house has been cleaned up by someone we've hired to get it all purdied up. And the new people move in, I think, the next couple of days. So, yep, everything has gone through there. We left on Friday with the truck and towing the car behind us, and got to Calgary Friday night. And by Saturday afternoon, everything was offloaded in the storage unit. Truck returned to U-Haul. All done. And we're now officially houseless. We're in our daughter's place for now, and we are plotting temporary accommodation here in Calgary, and then plotting a flight to Phoenix. And we have a wedding to attend towards the end of the month, and then we plot ourselves over to Palm Desert, California. So I'll keep you posted. Lots going on here. It's going to get exciting. Hey, Uncle Bruce, what do we need? What do we need to get SoFi to pop? We need that banking charter, that approval. That would be kind of nice. They can get that bank charter approval put through. That can be announced. That would lighten the fire a little bit here, for sure. It's an any day thing, so we're just waiting for it to land. And nothing I can do to speed it up. Sorry, I wish I could, but there's nothing much I can do. We gotta wait for it to happen. There is the latest there. Let's see. Thank you, all of you, for being here today. We have here 376 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. 531 of you hanging out with us this morning. Nice to have you here from around the world. 376 thumbs ups. If you can find a way to hit that thumbs up button for us, give the show a little more of a boost, that would be terrific. Let the world know we're in Calgary now, and we are traveling nomads. We appreciate it. 379, here they come. A couple more thumbs ups coming in. Hit that button. Maybe we can hit 500 today. That would be absolutely terrific. Thank you, everybody, for throwing those thumbs ups around. 385 now. We're going to hit 400 at any moment. Thank you all so much for helping out this YouTuber from wherever you are located around the world. 389 now on the thumbs ups. Beautiful job, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be on again this afternoon at 3 o'clock, of course, 1 hour before the close. And then tonight on Traveling with Bruce, TWB, I'm going to be on the air for the first time in over a week. I will be on my Hangout show at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and then at 8 o'clock, the big show on TWB. We're going to talk travel, cruise ships. I've got a couple cruises in mind that Jen and I would like to take. I want to talk about that. Would you like to join us on a cruise? You guys doing anything? Maybe we can do a cruise in like January or something, or maybe a Caribbean cruise or two in February out of Florida. I'd like to do something like that. I'd love to see if that can happen. Maybe we can do some cruises May, June, July next year. Mediterranean, maybe a European river cruise, maybe some kind of a Scottish Isle cruise. We're looking at all kinds of ideas. Why don't you come and join us? We could have some fun. Join us tonight, 8 o'clock on Traveling with Bruce. I'm going to bring that topic up and get some suggestions from some of the viewers, see what they think, and we can have some fun. We'll do these shows live at sea and cover the markets. First thing in the morning when you can't sleep, I'll talk stocks. Then we'll hang out in the ship and eat too much, get some sunshine, enjoy a couple of shore excursions. That'll be fun. I'll do some trivia at sea. Oh, can't wait. See what happens. Anyway, that would be great. You got to roll with it, baby, says Andy PC. I'm glad you're back on the road. Yay! Bruce, thanks for convincing me that Rocket Lab is not about to go back to the $10 range again, so I could get in there at $15.91 and increase my holdings. I believe much more in Rocket Lab than Matterport, so I'm very happy. 16.16 on your Rocket Lab. Looking good. SoFi 15.03, Matterport 18.26. The GameStop now up 5.43, 195.84. Taking a run. Might take a run at 196. That'd be great. Well, let's see what's happening with that trade. I may regret that comment in the future. We'll see. The associates. All right, I'm definitely I'm out definitely for today. I have a good break to all. Thank you, Spur. You take care. Shaky Fry, what a Florida cruise will be amazing. Hopefully, my passport will be renewed in time. Damn it, Jim. Cruise. Let's do a cruise. Yes. I'd like to do a couple cruises in the Caribbean this year. It's been a while for us to be on a ship, Jen and I. We're kind of thinking about the idea of wondering, should we take a Panama Canal cruise from Los Angeles to Miami? We're wondering about that. Not sure. I mean, there's no deals there. There's no super cheap cruises or anything like that. But we were looking at that. But I've got to keep my eye open for a deal or two in the Caribbean. Dave, Uncle Bruce, there's a nice SoFi positive article on Investor Place published 4 hours ago. I like to hear that. I like to hear positive articles on SoFi. I'm not surprised that we're hearing this. You're going to see more of it. And I like this a lot. 16.17 on Rocket Lab, 15.02 on SoFi, 195.79 on GameStop, 18.27 now on Matterport. Go, guys, go. Yes, please run these markets right up to the moon. We have 404 thumbs up. So we're only 96 away from 500 thumbs ups today, guys. Thank you so much for giving us a shot. 96 thumbs away from 500 thumbs ups this morning. If you're able to throw a thumbs up on this show, hit that thumbs up button and let's get that thing going. There's 3 more that just came in here. 407 now have popped through here. We're only 93 now away from 500. Oh, there, 89 to go now. 411 are here. I'm going to pop up some of these neat emojis. I think that's what we need to get our stocks going. Here we go. We're going to get our stocks up with some neat emojis because you cannot stop the power of the neat. When those get going. Once those start, they just take over the entire chat, and the next thing you know, the thumbs ups come in like you can't believe. Stocks start going up left, right, and center. People get rich, and they start talking about buying those outfits. That I keep showing off the high end man about town outfits that we're talking about from time to time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is good stuff. Where's that outfit I love showing up? I mean, here you go. Right here, baby. There you go. There's what we're talking about. Yeah, man. Now you see it. You see it happening here. Here we go. Aurora, you're on it. Fumbler's on it. Miguel is on it. Everyone's on it. Zach's on it. Here come the neat emojis. Stocks are going to go higher. You can't stop stocks now. There's no way to keep them. No, you can't do it. 424 thumbs up. So we only got 76 to go for 500 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Wally's World is in the house. How you doing, Wally's World? Love those knee emojis. Shaky Fry, what has got them going? They're happening. The whole chat is dominated with knee emojis. You can't stop the market with that. It's impossible. You're gonna be crazy to put your hand in that thing. Wally's World's got him going. Birdie, Alvlees, thank you. 432 thumbs ups. They're coming in. Here's some thumbs ups right here, folks. Here we go. Thumbs ups are coming, baby. Here we go. 434 now. 64 to go, and we have 500 thumbs ups. You gotta love this. You gotta love this. Damn it, Jim's got the thumbs, got the knees emoji. Neat emojis going too. Love you guys. Thank you so much. 434 thumbs ups on this show with a wild and wacky crew we got here. You gotta love it. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I don't know if you know this, but we got these. I don't know if you've seen these yet or not. Check them out on the Redbubble store when you get the chance. We've just been popping these up. Hey, I'm a traveling man. I'm down for any place you like to go, says Shaky Friday One. Hey, I'm set to cruise Norwegian December 2nd out of New York, leaving Puerto Rico. I'm staying in Puerto Rico a couple of 7 extra days. Nice. Gonna pick up a new wife. Nice. Very well done. Thank you all for popping through here and supporting this YouTuber the way you know how. Yeah, if you get a chance, check out the new hats. We got some caps out now. Here's another one, Stock Markets with Bruce. We got Bagel Time hats now. Here's TWB for the other channel and Traveling with Bruce. Fantastic. Yeah, so we got some new hats going. You gotta love that. It's all good stuff. It's all good. Thank you, all of you, for being here. This sale is come and gone. I think, unfortunately, it's no longer around, so you can't get that deal anymore. But from time to time, deals show up. But I'd love to be doing this right here. Oh man, I'd love to be on one of these big suckers. This would be kind of nice. Oh, could use a cruise right now. Jen and I'll tell you, we're about town now. We're going to be hanging around Calgary now, and soon hanging out in Arizona and in California. And look for us. You see us hanging around like that. You see the paparazzi everywhere. You know that we're out and about town, because you know how I am with Jen. She's everywhere. You can't escape her. She's all over the place, and really looking forward to the California Arizona experience. Thank you all so much. Fantastic. Hey Bruce, I took an Eastern Caribbean cruise for a week that had 4 nice ports: Grand Turk, St. Thomas, Virgin Island, Puerto Rico, and Amber Cove, Dominican Republic. Got to swim with the dolphins. Jen and I did a cruise where we were in St. Thomas, San Martin. That's where the jets come over the beach, and they land. We did Puerto Rico, and we did another cruise that went Ocho Rios, where we really didn't even leave the ship, but we did Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Then we did Grand Cayman Islands. That was a fun day because we used to live there. And then we did Cozumel, and so yeah, I got some more cruising to do for sure. I put in a Redbubble order last week. I got 20% discount. Beautiful, Larry. Nice job, Andy. You should wear that on a cruise. You see. Cheers. Neat. That's what I'm thinking. We might get special hats made just for the cruise, and anyone who's on the cruise, you'll get your hands on one of those special hats just for being a member of that. That'll be a lot of fun. Rocket Lab right now, $16. SoFi, $14.99. GameStop, $195.60, up $5.19. Matterport, $18.20. ME at $8.25. SmartRent, $12.29. Spire, $9.58. ATIP down 6 cents. Sextera down 32. We need a rally in the market. We want it now. And we want a big one. We're up 128 on the IBM. We're up 250 points on the Dow. So we've given up a bit of ground here, but that's to be expected after a 300-plus point gain this morning. We're still up 6.5 on S&P. We're down 26 on NASDAQ. It is definitely the laggard today. Definitely the laggard. But we will endure and get through some of these dips and flips and everything else and come out the other side. You should wear that on a cruise. There you go. Taking the NCL breakaway in October and the Encore in December. It's going to be fun. Associates, me and my girlfriend and her mom walked to the recycling station 5 minutes away yesterday. It was beautiful. The greenery, the trees, the flowers, autumn colors. Highly recommend the trip. Nice. Thumbs for the channel. Thank you. We now have 446 thumbs ups. We're only 54 away from 500 thumbs ups. This is great stuff, you guys. 449 now, 51 to go. And we've got 500 thumbs ups on this morning's show. I thank you guys so much for helping us get to the promised land. 50 to go now. 450 in, 50 more to get to hit the magic number of 500 thumbs ups. 48 to go. We have about 17 minutes left on this morning's show. We only need 47 more in 17 minutes. Can we get 3 or so a minute to make this happen? That would be possible. That would be phenomenal, guys. 48 thumbs ups left to get in 17 minutes. Thank you all for throwing those thumbs ups out there and getting us promoted by YouTube. YouTube will tell the world we're here alive and well, and they'll send people our way the more thumbs ups we can get out there. 45 to go. 44 to go. Here we go. Another one in. Thank you all so much for helping out. Fabulous. Yeah, it's possible. We can definitely do it. I'm sure there's a couple hundred of you here that could probably throw us a thumbs up if you get motivated enough to do it. That would be tremendous, and it'll boost the ratings. Definitely, people will be sent here. 488 is the gain on GameStop. It's one of the few shares that are up today that we are following. AMC's up 53 cents. Then we have Home Depot, IBM, they're higher. Apple is up $1 because a big day's tomorrow. Royal Caribbean is still up $1.50 at 83.09. That is put buying country there for Royal Caribbean. I noticed that Royal Caribbean just cannot get much past 82, 83 bucks a share. That's a topper right now. That's kind of a resistance level for good reason. The company's losing $20 a share right now per year. $20 a share is what they are losing. Stock should not be 83 bucks a share. So it's a put. There's puts to be had on Royal Caribbean, I think. Let's see. Cruises kind of put me off because everyone's on top of each other, but I have no experience with them. I'd like to get away from all the vacation. What about cruise? I got to tell you, cruise ships are not packed like you think they're packed. They just aren't. Cruise liners, these new cruise liners they built now, they have 20 decks, like 20 stories of decks, and you've got 1,500, 2,000 people on 20 stories. That's 100 people per level, and you have 1,000-foot long ship with 200 people on it. That's quiet. There's all kinds of room on cruise ships. Do not be fooled that you think you're crammed in or anything like that. It's just not the way at all. These are not the Love Boat cruise ships that we watch TV on back in the day, where they would have had 740 people on a 600 and 700 foot ship with 8 decks. No, not anymore. No. Now with these massive square footage decks and wider ships, instead of the ships being 80 feet wide, they're 180 feet wide. So that's 60 yards wide. 60 yards wide, and then 1,000 and 1,200 feet long. We're talking 12 football fields long, I guess. No, we're not talking about 12 foot. We're talking about 4 football fields long and 60 yards wide, 20 levels. I'll tell you, with the reduced occupancy numbers, they're cavernous, they're humongous. So it's a really cool experience, and all the modern conveniences is just phenomenal. How far out would you recommend to buy a put on Royal? I would get puts into next year. I would definitely do that. So if you can get a put contract into next spring, or summer, good idea. I like to go a long way out, because the thing about these cruise shares is that they can have a bad week or two where they can drop $15, $18. Like Royal Caribbean can drop $18 a share in 2 weeks. I just can't tell you which 2 weeks. So you get your put contract now with lots of time, and then you get your little surge, your little drop off, and you triple or quadruple your money on these calls, and you say thank you very much, sell them, and then sit on the sidelines, see a bit of a recovery, buy another put, and do it again, and enjoy the down dips, because they're going to be under pressure for a while. I loved Grand Cayman, says NTPC. I loved Cozumel. It was fun too. We were running from a Hurricane Isadora and had to dock at Cozumel at night instead. So they opened up the whole town for us to party. And they would have wanted that, and I can see why. We got drunk at Carlos and Charlie's and had the blast. I still don't know how I made it back to the ship. Yeah, they definitely appreciate ships that stay overnight. Oh, there's easy money in town now. Good times to be had. The music will be playing and the dancing will be going on. It'll be a good time for sure. Yeah, I can imagine that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, cruise ships are experts at avoiding hurricanes. The ships can outrun them. They can sail faster than the hurricane can move. They can move hundreds of miles out of the way and be in open sea with no waves whatsoever. As the hurricane passes down by the south or over to the north or whatever, these ships are sitting with super sophisticated satellite communication systems with all the weather reports and everything else. They measure buoys in the open ocean that show wave heights and everything. It's really sophisticated. And yeah, these cruise lines, they're experts at keeping those ships nice and stable and giving you a nice smooth cruise. That's what it's all about. They don't want you. They don't want you to stop dancing and stop gambling and stop saunaing and stop getting massages. And they want you drinking and having a good old time. And they will make whatever they will do whatever they have to do to have you enjoy yourself. So definitely worth your while to take a cruise. 196.53 on GameStop, coming on again, up 612. Very good day on GameStop, considering the markets as a whole. The Dow, of course, up 222, having been as high as up 320 odd. The S&P down a point, Nasdaq down 65. But GameStop is definitely an outlier on my screen right now. It's up. AMC is up 66 cents to 50.82. And YBM is up $1.26 to 138.28. Dow's holding a 220 gain right now. 15.93 on Rocket Lab. We're just under the 16 level. SoFi $15 a share. Matterport $18.27. These are all poised to hopefully have a bit of a rally from here. The selling came in this morning, and it looks like it's petered out. Now we just need to consolidate, gather up some momentum, and take a shot higher. And that might well be the deal here. Let's see how it goes. I'll be back on at 3 this afternoon to watch these markets for the last hour today. We'll see how they do. All of you around the world, I want to say cheers and thank you, all of you who are joining Jennifer and I here from Calgary. We have moved out of Creston, British Columbia, leaving the house behind. Everything is out of there. We're now on the road, and we're just hanging out for a few days here at our daughter's place. And then we will start to find our own accommodations as we begin our travels, and I invite you to join us for all of it. And if you get a chance, join me today at 3 o'clock and also tonight at 7 Eastern, 8 Eastern on Traveling with Bruce. If you're a member of that channel, you can join the 7 o'clock Hangout show until 8 o'clock Eastern. At 8 o'clock Eastern, it's an open chat with anybody and everybody. Come on in for the big travel show, 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight on Traveling with Bruce, TWB. Love to have you there, and you'll hang out with a whole bunch of cruise ship fans, and we'll talk about the cruises coming up, and we're going to throw some ideas around tonight about where should Bruce and Jen, what cruises should they do now that they have nowhere to live. They might as well live on a cruise ship for a while from time to time. Where should they cruise, when, and what cruise line, what ship, what itinerary, and we're open to suggestions. Let us know. John, have a great day, everybody. Thanks, John, so much. Anti-PC smiling, that anti with anti-PC, all of you, thank you so much for your support. We are trying to hit 500 thumbs ups, and we now have 470. We are only 30 thumbs ups away from 500 thumbs ups. Thank you guys so much for getting me this close. I'm going to put some more neat emojis. This calls for a celebration. Neat emojis are going up there. Neat. 28 to go now. We're at 472. Only 28 more. Thank you, everybody, for helping us get here. This is fabulous. 24 away now. 476 have come through. Thanks, everybody, so much for helping out this channel. 22 to go. Only 22 thumbs ups to go now. And we'll have had 500 thumbs ups from you wonderful people. Thank you, guys. Been looking forward to getting this show up and running again. I missed you on Friday, and it was a long weekend without you, but we're back, and we're hanging in there, trying to stay on top of this news with the markets, and keep everything going. So thank you. I tipped the bartender kept giving me free margaritas, so I tipped him well. No air conditioning in that joint at that night. Good time, says Anti PC and Cozumel. Cam, thanks Bruce, thanks Cam for being here tonight and today, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are around the world. We are on the air 24 hours a day from around the world. I'm sure there's a time zone where it's dark and there's time zones where it's light. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner somewhere. Thank you for the 383 thumbs up. 17 to go, and we've got 500 thumbs ups here. 17 away from hitting the 500 level. Fabulous, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Alrighty, there you go. There you go. Oh man, the neat emojis are coming in like crazy. All right, guys, we're going to pack it up here. We'll catch you later. Check out the website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, if you want to take one of our lessons. Learn how to bring in added income through option writing, spreads, aggressive option trades. This is your idea, your chance to learn a bunch of stuff, techniques. Make yourself some extra cash because the option players will hand it to you left, right, and center if you offer to them. You just got to show them the right instrument at the right time. Check out the classes and see what you come up with there. In the meantime, we'll see you at 3 this afternoon. Thank you for joining us this morning. Jen and I will see you this afternoon with an hour to go in the day. See how we do with our thing. 10 to go. Only 10 thumbs ups left to go. Are we going to make it? 489, 490. Oh, we're so close to 500 thumbs ups. I don't want to leave without getting there. Can you guys get us to 500? Is that possible? Can you guys do that? We're so close. 10, 11 away now from 500 thumbs ups. Here we are, 9 to go now. 9 thumbs ups, guys. Thank you so much. Get us over the hump here. 196.43 on GameStop, up 602. Go, GameStop, go. 6 thumbs ups left to get. We're right there. There it is. 5 to go. We're so close, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bruce. I'm glad to see you in the Calgary style. 497. Oh, it's so close. We can taste it. 498. 2 to go. 2 more thumbs ups, and we've got 500. I can feel it. 499. One more time. Just one more thumbs ups, and we got 500. Here we go. Here it is. I feel it. It's coming. It's going to. There it is. 6 more just came in. 505 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for throwing us way over the number and the level. We appreciate it so much. It's just a matter of time. There it is. Woohoo! There it is. Thanks, you guys. 500 plus thumbs ups. Love you guys. Thank you so much for that. We'll catch you today at 3 Eastern for the final hour trading. Join me then, and we'll see you later on TWB as well. In the meantime, you guys take care. Stay safe. We'll catch up with you shortly, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Okay, guys? Take care. Bye for now.